Good evening, right? Good evening, yeah. Good evening, and welcome to another cast of VRML Breachers. Today we have a pretty exciting game. I'm really excited, and a lot of people in the community are definitely excited too. It's between Vanguard and Wicked Esports. So my name is Martini, and today I think I have someone. This is your VRML debut, right?
Yeah, my VRML debut. I'm Gravix. Nice to meet y'all. Super excited to be casting. You should still definitely start seeing me around pretty soon. So
that's exciting. So let's check out the matchup today. Let me pull up the matchup page, but this is definitely gonna be a pretty solid one. I mean, let's check out the community votes that we have going on right now. Definitely the underdog in this game is gonna be Vanguard. On the other end, though, we do have Wicked Esports with 46 votes against Vanguard's 13. But I'm already looking in the chat, and I see a lot of fans already for Vanguard saying that they're the underrated one here. And they're also a new team. They've only been playing since this season, and even then, they only have, it looks like, 6 games in the pocket, but still pretty good record. 4-1-1 versus Wicked Esports, though. You know, they've been playing for a while.
They have a 7-4-2. Yeah, 64% win record for them, going 7-4-2. And is this just that season? Is this season, or is it VRML?
This is just, yeah, so these stats are just going to be from this current season. Yes, Wicked Esports has been playing from the preseason, but these are current season stats. And, I mean, to your point, this is a good amount, even though 64%. But when you actually look at those matches, that's because they've been playing against some top-tier teams. I mean, I think a lot of the games that Wicked Esports has been playing are teams that I've been seeing within the top 10, top 15 this whole season. So it sounds low compared to Vanguard's, but considering that 64% against top tier teams versus Vanguard, you know, they were building their way up the ladder, so it's 80% against a variety of skill levels, right? So, I mean, when you're looking at this matchup, what are the first things you're thinking of, Gravix?
Well, I'm definitely seeing the rounds played when I'm looking at it. The main thing I'm seeing is that Wicked just has that experience gap. They have the 104 on Hideout to Vanguard's 38. The 110 on Skyscraper to Vanguard's 20, so you can see that Vanguard has definitely not played as much as Wicked, and Wicked's going to have more of that game sense and more of that map sense to be able to outplay, outpeak, and outlast the other team.
I mean, definitely something to consider that, yeah, they've been playing for a while, but I'll tell you this, I've seen some newer teams that get formed in the league, and they actually play really well, and the only way that happens is because a lot of these people tend to have players that come from other teams that might have disbanded or whatever reason came up during the middle of the season. So I haven't really looked at all of Vanguard's players, but that's something to consider. They could be coming from other top tier teams, and maybe that's why they've gotten to this spot. They're ranked 10 right now and they're doing pretty good. And I'm telling you, usually when I see someone, I think Vanguard's got some kind of weight to them, because whenever I see a team that comes up really fast and maybe they get popped into the top 10 because of just how the MMR kind of works, especially if they keep winning, back-to-back games. Normally I would see the votes, like, basically, I saw the other day, I think it was like one team had 60 votes to like one team only like 4 or 5, right? But Vanguard does have a good amount. They only have 20% of the votes in here, and so I think it's not impossible, and I think we're gonna see a good game today. So I'm kind of excited to see how Vanguard plays against Wicked Esports. I mean, let me see if I can pull up some of Vanguard's previous games. Yeah, there's some solid games. We played against Wipeout recently, against Periphery, Restart, Bink. They did lose pretty hard to Bink, but some of these other teams, these are also pretty good teams too. So definitely not gonna discount Vanguard for their lack of experience, but again, to your point, Wicked Esports just has that long-term experience that's gonna be a big deal in stuff like chemistry. I always think about team chemistry plays a big part in this, and yeah, like someone can totally go crazy and frag out and get an ace during a round, but this is still at the end of the day a team based kind of game. So, and all these players also play at that level. They all play at that, like, they have those kind of skills. They can do really well. So it does take some kind of strategy and team chemistry to really fight against each other, and it's always exciting to see that sort of stuff. But hey, I mean, if Vanguard can knock Wicked Esports down, this is going to be a big win for them. And if people aren't aware, playoffs are coming up, and remember, if you place top 7, you automatically qualify for playoffs. And Vanguard, they do really well considering they're number 10 already, and knocking out someone like Wicked Esports in the 6th place, they might be able to bump themselves just into that 7th spot. Or at least definitely 8th spot, and then they can do a really good game next week. Might be able to get into that top 7. Who knows? You never know. You never know. At this point, I've seen a lot of teams switching out players and figuring things out, especially with the roster lock coming up. And really, this is the end of the season, and especially once those Champions Cup starts coming around, and Challengers Cup, sorry. It'll be exciting to see. I don't know. I'm speculating a lot, but I'm excited to see how this game turns out, because it will have a pretty good impact on who ends up going into playoffs and or Challengers Cup, right?
Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting to see. I mean, obviously, we've seen upsets before, how esports and any kind of sports really work. You're going to see some upsets, so I'm curious to see if tonight's going to be one of those upsets. Going back to what you were saying about other people coming from other leagues, other teams, I was going to say from other games, you're usually going to see a lot more of, like, translation into games. For example, like Onward to Pavlov the Breachers, whatever it is, you're going to see more of the experience just from FPSs in general transfer over to very good teams that can be playing like Vanguard right now. Maybe not as much experience in the game, but other experience in other games that are similar to Breachers, or even just the game concept is similar to Breachers.
I always think back to, I don't know if you were around for preseason, but Acer was a really big team that had like blown up really fast. They like jumped through the whole ladder so fast, got all the way to the top, and I think it was Eternity at the time, but in the grand finals, Eternity obviously had been around in the community a little bit longer, and a lot of people knew about the team. So it was, I mean, I expected Eternity to win, but then Acer came in crazy, destroying some of these master tier teams in that finals. And that's what I'm saying. Like, some of these new teams, I don't think they're necessarily new teams, right? The team itself might be newly created, but they might have players with a lot of experience, to your point, from other games or even other leagues, and that definitely carries over into a first-person shooter like Breachers, right? And that's definitely a really big deal. And who knows? I mean, I've seen him frag out, and that was crazy. I remember watching Acer just blow through some of these teams. I'm like, whoa, like where did this team come from? So that was preseason, right? Like, we had a whole like season just dedicated to like figuring out the competitive landscape, and I think that's why I'm curious to see how season 1 plans out. Because it's not going to be quite the same as preseason. A lot of these teams, the Master Tier teams at least, have been pretty much formed. They've been sitting around for a good, half season for the most part. And I'll see how they go into playoffs. But that isn't to say that there were some new teams that did come in and they're playing Master Tier teams. I'm trying to look at the standings right now. But some of them, a lot of them have been around. Acer has been around since preseason. Aspect, Infinity, Ignite actually was too, but they weren't a Master Tier team in preseason. Eternity, Wicked Esports, Indomitable, I think came in this season, and then some other ones like that are a little bit further down, like Devour Esports, Vanguard, Restart. Some of these teams that are really trying to break it in, and fight for that top 8 and potentially even first place right in that grand finals. Because I was talking with Philibus the other day. about how a lot of these Master Tier teams, they have drawn blood against each other, right? None of them have gone undefeated in this season. Someone has lost to somebody in some context. And Acer is a big example. They had been so strong, doing so well against other teams, but then I think they lost to, I think Aspect now, but it was the older guys. And that was a crazy thing to hear.
Yeah.
But it's anyways. I'm just speculating off of these things. Looks like the teams are getting set up. We have all 10 players in, and I'll tell them that
look at these lineups.
What's up?
Do we want to look at these lineups while everybody's playing, or do we not?
Yeah. I mean, go. Let me know. What do you think about these lineups that they have today?
So obviously, let's take a look at our lineup. So Wicked, on the Wicked side of things, we got Sleepy Penguin, Wizard, Berserk, Stone, and Lumi. And for the Vanguard side of things, we got Rise, Tiger Claw, Candy Cane, Raze, and Kai, or at least for this first round. These lineups look very strong. I mean, obviously, just coming into VRML, I'm not going to know much. And really, I'm thinking you could take this one, Martini.
I'm not gonna pretend like I know all the individual player stats. I just keep up with these teams. But like I said earlier, Vanguard is definitely an up-and-coming team. I want to pull out. Let's see these teams that they got going on. You guys good? Yeah, we're good to go. Yes, yes, yes. They keep saying, "Are we ready to go?" Yes, we are ready to go.
We are ready to go.
Yes.
We're born ready.
I mean, I told them, hey, we're ready to go. They're like, are you ready? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, just said that.
I just said it. But hey. Anyways,
all right, looks like we are getting into it.
Yeah, we're going right into Factory. Let's get this whole round started and get the show on the road here. And Factory, I mean, how do you feel about Factory? It's like a tried and true map, right?
Yeah, tried and true classic, only map available to be played in the alpha. The map that especially people like Vanguard are gonna know the most. So I think they might have an advantage going into it. Right now we're starting off on a first floor entrance spawn for Vanguard. Vanguard being our enforcers and Wicked being our revolters. So, or attack and defense, if you will. Looks like we're on the left side of things. We're gonna see a hatch push from 3 of our members of Vanguard.
Yeah, pretty standard push. I mean, it's once you get that post plant, oh man, it's crazy. You can literally hold the angle from hatch, and it's very, very hard to compete against, unless you have 2 or 3 players to be able to fight against that hatch. Otherwise, you kind of just, it's not even a 50-50. You're just hoping for luck, and that they just peek you at the wrong time, right?
Mm-hmm. So it looks like we're gonna see his hatch bust open and a drone going in as well from Optimal.
Pretty early peek out, but nothing quite happening yet. I see a good amount, I wouldn't call them roamers per se, but more extended players from Wicked, Esports. I need to switch these teams. I did not even clock that. But anyways, looks like they are already getting some shots off, but nothing quite happening yet. Everyone trying to conserve their health as much as possible.
Right now in the bathroom, we do kind of see Lumi and Tiger Claw sitting on the sides of these lockers here. So I'm wondering how this push will go out. Obviously, Wizard Geek as well. Gonna get peeked here and taken out by Kai. Some more shots going off into that door there. Looks like Vanguard's trying to bait some of them out.
Yeah, really good entrance by Vanguard there. It's pretty even now, 4-4. I mean, do you think they'll be able to get this push off, or is there any
wall breach coming in? Looks like we're gonna get a wall breach at some point. Foam is on the X there. Wall gets blown out. Stone with a grenade coming out. Does not get a kill, but Candy Cane able to get the pick on Berserk coming from behind. Saw earlier, Molly coming out. Looks like Lumi and Candy Cane might get into a peak war here.
Yeah, they're trying to find a good entrance in here, but Esports is holding it down on those angles. I mean, Vanguard's struggling to get some kind of peek in.
Stone at literally 1 HP. Looks like they're just trying to wallbang their way through here. Stone gonna try to camp, I assume, here. He knows all of them are at 1 HP, and Lumi and Sleepy sitting right behind here. One good frag grenade throw could be the end of it here.
I know, but they're trying their best to get it. Never mind, a beautiful shot by both teams.
CMP going down and Sleepy able to take out 2 of them. It is now a 2v1, one of somebody from Wicked. It's Stone on 1 HP. Kai at about like 7/8 HP and Sleepy at full. So it's gonna be really interesting.
Yeah, at this point it's almost a 2v1, but I mean that 1 health isn't gonna do much for them. And never mind, Stone's already down, leading down to Sleepy Penguin. I'm waiting for Kai to have his entrance.
So Kai hasn't even picked up the EMP yet.
Oh, and that's unfortunate. It looks like it's stuck in the wall, so now comes down to a kill.
No.
They have to engage.
Kill game. Oh,
Ooh.
and Sleepy's able to get that last pick.
That is just an unfortunate ending there. I mean, Kai might have been able to get some sort of EMP plant off or some kind of bait. Unfortunately, with it being stuck in the wall, though, they had to commit. And I mean, this is a little nod to the the Breachers devs. Definitely look out for some of those spots because I've seen that before. The EMP can get stuck somewhere, and I mean, that's just a casualty of this game sometimes, especially with how you interact with certain things, and that's just unfortunate for Vanguard there because I think they might have had something workable, right? But it forces them into a 1v1 because they have to get that kill. There's no other way for Vanguard to win that.
They couldn't even go for a post-plant strategy there. In a 1v1, it probably wouldn't even be viable to go for post-plant, but it's whatever Vanguard wants to do. Speaking of Vanguard, they're going to start with a garage side spawn on a first floor bomb. So, going to see what kind of strategies play out. Definitely watching this orange room here. The one with the door and the hallway leading into it. It's going to be a very interesting peek. Looks like we already see Berserk sitting on this window right outside where Raze is.
Yeah, this will be a different, interesting setup here. I wonder if Berserk's going to try to go for a quick peek, potentially. Definitely playing aggressive, though. Holding these tight
Raze
angles
does shoot out the window. Berserk peeking and takes him out. Looks like we haven't even really seen EMP gone in yet. Looks like they're just kind of going to be watching these doors. Doesn't look like anybody from Wicked's roaming, so they're all going to be sitting in here. Sleepy Penguin. Nobody actually sitting in orange room. Stone gonna start moving in.
Yeah, I think at this point Vanguard's trying to figure out how to set up their new play because they just lost a player really early in the round now. I mean, that was what, first 10, 20 seconds even?
Easily. Stone and Kai at even HP, 23 a pop. They're gonna be taking it really careful. Another one as well. Looks like Berserk's trying to peek those angles because I'm pretty sure somebody else went down. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, at this point, Vanguard's struggling to get in. And, I mean, Wicked Esports, they have it locked down. They have some Bezins on site. And they already got that early round pick. At this point, they're waiting for Vanguard to make some kind of movement in, right? They're trying to figure out how are they going to push in. Never mind, Vanguard. Oh, Berserk able to get a shot off on Ribe's Optimal right as they enter there. Bad timing there. And
Kai goes down to Stone, who's also going to peek around. Tiger Claw not going to be able to. Somebody else there. Berserk able to peek around and finish him off. Wicked only having one casualty there. Phenomenal play by both sides. Yeah, looking at a replay here, we could see Stone coming in, but Berserk was right behind him to be able to clean up.
Yeah, beautiful cleanup there by Berserk. I do not think the Vanguard players were ready for that pinch in on storage there, but it worked perfectly for Wicked Esports. I don't know. How do you feel? Like I feel like Vanguard is probably a little quicking in their boots a little bit right now, right? There's now 2 rounds in. It hasn't been definitive rounds. There've been some trades here and there, but Wicked Esports has been winning by a good amount. Granted, that first round, I'll say it was a fluke, but regardless, that's still going to affect their economy and definitely in a more negative way for Vanguard. But they are coming into their 3rd rifle round, and I'm hoping, I don't know, do you think we're going to see some different action here potentially from Vanguard?
Yeah, we're coming into a rifle round, so obviously things can change. People might not be as skilled with pistols as they are with rifles, but just seeing the kill power so far of Wicked, definitely going to be interesting to see if Vanguard can come back to it. Personally, I think that Wicked's going to be able to outgun here, but you never really know. Looks like they got a Vezin on the ground. Oh, never mind. Just a ping. Dead ping. But yeah, looks like we're going to see a hatch push possibly, or at least a roof push from Vanguard here. Sleepy Penguin sitting right in that locker room. Wicked immediately taking out Tiger Claw, does not see the door peek. Candy Cane trying to get a couple of shots off. No damage done. There's a frag grenade. Rise Optimal and Candy Cane going down to half HP.
I mean, good entrances from the roamers there. They're holding those angles down, preventing Vanguard from having any kind of setup on that hatch. But never mind, Sleepy getting another pick.
Rise Optimal just gonna rush in. It is extremely low, but him and Wizard Gecko versus Candy Cane. Candy Cane gonna be the last one up. Gonna try to get a couple of peeks. Takes out Wizard Gecko, but Stone and the rest of the team immediately rush in as soon as they knew his position and were able to 3v1 and take him out.
I don't know, Vanguard's definitely struggling. I thought we might have seen a little bit more action from them there, but unfortunately didn't quite happen. And I mean, those 2 Wicked Esports roamers on the top were just nailing them and holding down that angle. They could not come in. What are we seeing here? Like, is it just struggling? What's going on?
Oh my god, looking at the spawn, look at all of the util. all the youths are just sitting here on the floor for Wicked Esports. They're going to be wildly kitted out, especially in a close quarters bomb site like second floor. Or top floor, sorry.
For sure. I mean, we already saw them on the third floor, and Wicked Esports definitely held it down. Granted, not as well that time because they only had 1v1 on that last time. So maybe Vanguard, this might be the floor that works out for them against Wicked Esports. But again, that economy disadvantage is going to be coming into play here. I mean, check out Vanguard's side. They're definitely struggling a little bit. Not any Vezin at all, I believe. It looks like all SMG. So we're seeing some half-eyes coming in for this fourth round. Do you think that's the best choice they should be making here? Or maybe going for that min-max where they just get pistols until they get a Vezin?
I think they should definitely be going min-maxing here. I think that's always the best strategy. Looks like you're going to breach the top. But yeah, min-maxing, definitely an easier strategy. Even if you want to even just like sell around to be able to get those Vezins next round, could be worth it. Just going min-max and trying to get those pistols. Looks like they're going to push through the hallway here. Door block is up. Looks like they have a grenade coming through. Sleepy Penguin sitting there throwing out another grenade in the hallway. Doesn't hit any of them, but looks like they're a little scared and they know they're there. Sleepy Penguin still watching as soon as they peek the store frame.
Yeah, Vanguard's trying to set up right now, not being able to get in because they're, again, Wicked Esports. I'll say this, their defense has just been holding them down. And I'm waiting to see if Vanguard could get something in there. Maybe some kind of util, maybe some kind of intel that's going to be able to
going down. Yeah, but they know Sleepy's there. So it doesn't look like they're going to be peeking this way. Yup. And as soon as he does, he goes down. Frag grenade out. Tire Claw barely dodges.
Yeah, Sleepy Penguin's holding down that angle right now, shutting them down. I'm waiting for something to happen here, but on the back end, I'm wondering if Berserk's going to make something happen of this as they're slowly coming by.
Oh my god, Berserk, yeah, coming back from behind. Yeah, Berserk already getting a 2K, sorry. And he's healing himself up massively with all of the heals they have there. Again, it's a 4v1, and Kai, left on 4 HP, is going to be an easy pick for Stone with a frag. And Wick is going to take their 4th point.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that replay right there. I don't know if y'all saw, but that was actually a beautifully placed frag right on top of the roof that somehow got Kai. I think they just were not expecting that because I mean, you saw them; they were just waiting there.
Yeah, looks like they might have been trying to save at that point, having your whole team go down, being against Wicked. Saving might have been the best option there, but if he's on that roof too close to that hatch, and they were able to reach him with the frag, so...
Yeah, I know sometimes when you're going for that save, you gotta really go into a very, very off angle, because you just don't want any possibility of being fragged out, and that's what we saw there, that they were still on that hatch, and I think at this point in the game, people definitely know there's certain angles I can actually get to those hatches, if you really know how to hit that frag, and that is exactly what happened there. Is able to take out that last Vanguard player that was trying to go for a save, but did not, unfortunately, happen. And I don't know, I'm feeling for Vanguard at this point. You know, they're the underdog here. We got a fair amount of fans in the chat. But yeah. Wicked Esports has been shutting them down on the defense. And I really think it's credit to the roamers.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see, so many roamers really on top. More than anything, we have 3 roamers on top. Drone immediately going down. Looks like we have a bunch of guys on roof. Doesn't look like they're going to hatch push, but... they're going to be at least sitting in this bay here where by the bathrooms. Or by the stairwell.
Oh my goodness, and an early pick out from Wizard Gecko. They perfectly heard that intel. I mean, they heard that sound. They just got the quick pick. I don't even think they were expecting that from Wizard Gecko. I don't know. I'm just seeing amazing gameplay from Wicked Esports right now. And Vanguard is just struggling against them.
Haven't really found a way in. I don't even think any of them have even walked into the building outside of maybe Rise Optimal, who's going to try to go around the other side, but Wizard Gecko's right there, and he's watching that peek. So as soon as somebody appears in front of that window, Wizard Gecko has that angle. Looks like the rest of the team's going to go right there too. Kai going to learn the hard way, it looks like, if he just decides to peek that window.
Yeah, it didn't work out the first time. I don't know if they should try again.
Frag grenade does nothing. Nobody's there. But now they know there's people in the window. Stone gonna kind of be on the same level as Rise Optimal here. Coming down the stairs. Rise Optimal able to take him out. Just one pick. On a roamer. Rise Optimal, the one with the EMP. Gonna try to get a plant here. Gets another. Oh no. Sleepy took out Kai. Down goes another member of Vanguard. Rise Optimal gonna throw in a grenade here. One outside does get taken out by Candy Cane, but goes down again. Sleepy Penguin, Berserk, and Lumi versus Rise Optimal. See what happens here.
Yeah, Rise now alone by themselves, and they are being circled by Wicked Esports players. And I think Lumi's just trying to get that info peek, trying to figure out where they are and give the callouts to their teammates.
Frag coming downstairs. Not giving them any
I think
hint.
Rise
There's
is
a frag
definitely
coming
aware.
upstairs, missing a frag though. Again, he's sitting on a Vezin. And he goes down to the 2v1.
Yeah, definitely a really hard game right now for Vanguard. I'm hurting for them. You know, I'm hurting because I'm hoping some play is gonna work out. But Wicked Esports, their defense has just been unbeatable. To your point, they're struggling to even get inside the building, and that to me is just how good Wicked Esports is at controlling Factory right now against Vanguard. I'm kind of shocked that they can barely even enter the building altogether. That's how good they are.
Yeah. I mean, we're seeing the fear factor come in. Vanguard, too scared to push because they know as soon as they peek any kind of angle, they're going down. So they have to find an angle where there's nobody. And I guess at this point, kind of sneak in without being detected. Looks like they're all going to go onto the roof here. Going to try to bum rush this roof. I don't know if that's the strat, because, again, one well-timed frag grenade could be the end of it all.
Yeah, and on top of that, I mean, Wicked Esports, they have those Vezins, so, like, bum rushing can sort of work, but everyone's got to have the angles locked down. Otherwise, that's just asking Wicked to get an easy ace there, right?
Looking at chat here, Colin Nisker saying he'll donate $100 if Vanguard wins.
All right, you know what? Not often do I recommend throwing a match, but this is the one time I say, hey, yeah, you know.
Oh, wow, looks like they all are really bum rushing this, going down the hatches. One going down, Ray's going down. They all know they're pushing in the bum rush strategy. Could be the strat. Tiger Claw almost going down. Gonna peek here, nobody's there. Another one going down, Rise Optimal this time.
Yeah, to that wall bang. They're doing a really good job at holding it down.
Ooh, frag grenade takes out Tiger Claw.
Ooh.
2 left in the chaos that is this match. It's Kai and it's Candy Cane. Berserk coming from behind. Does get down by to Kai. Frag grenade out. Doesn't get anybody. All 3 of them bum rushing. Kai's still alive. The last one alive. Vanguard is able to kill. Kai's able to kill them all. Vanguard taking their first point. I think they saw chat.
I don't know what to tell you, but that is definitely unexpected, and one of those times where I would definitely say, Wicked Esports, you gotta hold it back and don't be overconfident. Like, I know it's not a big deal, but here's the thing: Vanguard's gotten 1 round, and like, this is Factory. You know, they do a lot better on the defending part of the map because that's just how Factory is for these sort of teams. And in theory, Vanguard just needs to come back. Granted, the next 6 rounds, but that does leave Wicked Esports in a potential situation where they might lose or potentially have to force a round 3 if they can tie it out for Vanguard. And I don't know. I mean, I can be all. I get it. Wicked Esports, they're doing good. They had 5 round wins in a row, but what do you think? Did they push too hard there? Does it matter that they lost to 1 round?
I don't think it matters because we are switching sides now. So if attack is Wicked's stronger side, they can easily take 2 rounds and take the map here. But I'm happy for Vanguard being able to take their 1 point. Hopefully more, possibly seeing a comeback here. It's possible, but it's very unlikely. Looks like we're going to see him push in here. Stone and the rest of them peeking the sides. Looks like Sleepy's going to go down the hatch. Or at least try to peek through. Rise Optimal sitting behind the bomb.
On top of that, we have a roamer out there from Vanguard. Looks like they are playing more of a 4-1, so 4 anchors, and 1 of them are roaming. I wonder if they're going to be able to get the same value that Wicked Esports got from their own roamers.
Yeah. Rise Optimal going to throw a nade out into the hallway. Doesn't get Wizard Gecko fully. Pack them a little bit down. They know they're there. Rise Optimal going to shoot behind that wall there. Sleepy Penguin getting a low touch of it.
Yeah, Kai's holding down that long angle right now on A side. It looks like Wicked Esports is gonna be committing to A side, but they're having a little bit of time for setting up, right? I mean, we got Berserk on that back and trying to go in. Oh, never mind. The smoke comes in. Looks like they're ready for the push.
Come out and the charge going down as well. Tiger Claw flash for a hot second. One goes down. Scooby Penguin peeking the corner, gets taken out by Tiger Claw and Kai. Wicked 2v3. Raze is on 1. Kai's on 34. Rise Optimal goes down. Wicked Gecko gonna plant and gets the plant while staying alive. And Wicked's gonna be able to get that point there.
I mean, I don't know. That was a great entry from Wicked Esports. They had different angles held down. Unfortunately, they did lose some players in the process, but Vanguard again could not fight against them. And even on the defensive side, it looks like Wicked Esports is shutting them down. And I don't know. This might be a done in two, best of out of the three. I'm wondering if Vanguard could really mix it up for their map too. Do you think it's more of a map sort of setup, or is the skill gap just that big of a difference here between these two teams?
It could definitely be map. Especially because this is the first map, the OG map, but it could very well be a skill gap. I mean, if we're taking a look at the KDs, top for Vanguard is 7 kills, top for Wicked has 11 kills, so could definitely be a skill gap.
I mean, can't say much here. I mean, the Vanguard has to do something this round, otherwise this is match point. We're going into map 2 already. And we're not too far in, and I'm kind of shocked that it's working out this way, but I'm sure Wicked Esports have put in the amount of time and effort to have this all set up, but Vanguard has just been struggling to get those picks against Wicked Esports. I think we saw some of the roaming play, but didn't quite work out the way they wanted it there. Then Wicked Esports just had a great setup. They had a great setup, started the attack, and man, did it looked pretty good, I'll say that.
Yeah. Very, very, very nice attack.
Yeah, we're on this third floor right now with both teams. Wicked Esports, I'm curious to see how they decide to attack. They're probably going to go for a similar hatch play onto A side. But I'm always excited to see a team that tries to mix it up and goes into B,
There is the hatch drop in. Or at least the hatch explosion. Nobody's there to kind of catch the drop in. They wanted to, but it looks like it was kind of just a bait. Possibly not now. We see because they're kind of dropping through the hatch there. Frag grenade coming out. Berserk and the rest of the Esports all kind of sitting by that door. They see where Rise Optimal's bolts are coming from. Molly coming out. Sleepy barely not getting hit by it.
I'm waiting for Raze. They're on the back end right. They're trying to potentially pinch in on the Wicked Esports.
One of that breachers from.
Ooh, and there goes the proxy. Nothing quite happening yet, but I think Kai is definitely aware that something's going on there. Never mind. Rise gets that long pick down. Berserk knocking him down.
Oh. Looks like EMP is going down. Lumi able to get the plant. So it looks like we're going into a post plant here.
Yeah, at a slight disadvantage for Wicked East. Never mind. Lumi get the pick off on Kai. And never mind. Tiger Claw knocking him down too.
It's now 2v1. Lumi going down. And it looks like Vanguard's going to be able to take their second point here.
Oh man, I mean, I did not. I thought things were going to work out for Wicked Esports, but hey, this might be the momentum switch up that we needed to see from Vanguard here. They finally got a good round win on the defensive half, now giving them 2 points on the board against Wicked Esports, but they have to win the next 4 rounds. Otherwise, it's going to be going to Wicked, right?
Yeah, going to be interesting. Obviously, Vanguard can't take home the win on this match, but they could try to tie it up. If we see what we've been seeing this as of last round, we could be in for a tie here. So it's gonna be very interesting.
And I'm excited to see if Vanguard can do it. I love seeing a team come back, especially against something crazy as this. But sometimes people just really need to warm up and get their head in the right game. Because as much as you can warm up and kind of run a couple rounds with your teams before games, it's not quite the same as when you're playing an actual league match and the stakes are just so much higher, right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, we're gonna see now Vanguard trying again. This is gonna be the rifle round, right? Are we on the third round? I think on the defensive half.
This is third round, but it doesn't look like they were
Oh.
seeing a rifle round come out of Wicked. Looks like we're gonna see mainly SMGs and pistols out of Wicked. Vanguard has all Vezins. Ooh! Unfortunate frag grenade coming out, taking out Wicked. Another frag coming out. Lumi, possibly the victim of the next one. Lumi goes down to a phenomenal frag again.
Wow, I mean, really good start right now for Vanguard, knocking down 2 players on Wicked Esports and having the economy advantage. I mean, it's looking good right now. I'd be happy if I were on Vanguard's side.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be happy if I was calling this story and had to donate $100 if they want. Looks like Kai gonna come around back, take out another member of Wicked while sitting on 1 HP.
And Vanguard just doing a really good job at whittling down the health and bodies of Wicked Esports. Now down to 2 players left. They gotta make something work out here. I mean, should they just go for a save at this point? Like a 2v5 and everyone's got Vezins for the most part on the other team. I don't know.
Stone's gonna kind of peek the wall here to B site. Wizard Gecko's still sitting on the other side as well, as we can see. Kai gonna push in and gets immediately taken out by Wizard Gecko. Ooh, another one goes down. Wizard Gecko able to get one more pick, but he's sitting on 35 HP now, and it doesn't look like he has any heals. Gonna grab the EMP, it looks like. Yep, there it is. Gonna try to attempt to post plant. It is a 2v1, so it's definitely doable. It's gonna be interesting to see.
I know, this one they're just holding their angles right now for Vanguard, waiting for Wizard Gecko to come in. I mean, they just got 2 picks in a row on Vanguard, and that's what I'm saying. Like, the big difference here is Vanguard just keeps losing these one-on-ones with Wicked Esports players, especially when someone has something like an RCP in hand. It's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, RCP in hand. There's the heal coming out of Wizard Gecko. Looks like he's going to get a little more confident. Try to push up here with only 55 seconds before he has to plant. And both players on Vanguard holding their ankles here. Candy Cane watching through the crack of the bomb, making sure nobody peeks through that door. Tiger Claw kind of staying behind the wall for backup.
And I'm waiting for something to happen here from the Vanguard players, but no, they're just holding those angles. Never
Wizard
mind.
Gecko goes down to Candy Cane and is able to get Vanguard another point.
Oh man, I mean Vanguard. I don't know. Like I'm feeling kind of hyped. I'm imagining Vanguard might be able to come back from this and make something happen. Now they've won 2 rounds in a row. And granted, you know, Wicked Esports had the economy at disadvantage that last round. Maybe they overcommitted on that round too. Because I think nobody had a Vezin on their side, right? Even though it was
yeah,
round
nobody.
3.
Now it looks like Wicked is gonna go for Vezins, except for Sleepy. He still has that RCP and Lumi. Never mind, Sleepy going for that Vezin. Lumi's still gonna carry that RCP, but gonna be interesting to see how they do. Obviously, Vanguard has killed them with Vezins in the rifle round last time, but Wicked didn't have those rifles, so I'm curious to see what's gonna happen. I wonder if they'll be able to outfrag still. Maybe Wicked's not as strong on offense, and that could be their downfall. I have no idea, but it's gonna be very, very interesting to see this.
I mean, we've talked about it, a couple times already. We've noticed that Wicked Esports in particular, they have had those sort of just 1v1s all the time with Vanguard, and they keep picking them off. And to your point, they now have Vezins. I'm wondering if that's all Wicked needed to be able to come back. But I mean, we saw them. They just didn't hold up too well, and we'll have to see if things switch up here. But Vanguard is definitely feeling a little bit more in form right now. Wicked Esports is trying to scramble something together to make something work here. But anyways, looks like they are going a little bit more for conservative play on Vanguard side. No roamers really this time around. No deep roamers at least.
We can see a little bit of roaming from Kai possibly, but that'd be about it for Vanguard. Looks like we're gonna see Wizard Gecko kind of peek in towards A site. Doesn't look like some of his teams are outside of Berserk. He's gonna try to pop the window here, right behind Tiger Claw. Actually, no, never mind. Tiger Claw is on the other side of that wall there, but we'll definitely see that if Berserk decides to pop the wall. Wise Optima gonna get a couple of shots out. Hatch going down. Stone and Lumi making sure nobody's there before they drop down, but the angles are covered by Rise, Kai, and Tiger Claw. Nobody dropping down yet. Berserk shooting through the window there. Tiger Claw kind of holding position. Looks like we're seeing a gunfight come out of Raze and Berserk on the one side, but A site is a lot more popular. Frag grenade coming out. Tiger Claw barely able to dodge it. Berserk right there is able to get the pick on him. Rise Optimal almost going down. And is now sitting on 4 HP.
Yeah, definitely looking hard right now. It's 4v3 for Wicked Esports, but it definitely is a little bit different as one of the players on Vanguard side has 4 health to their name.
Eye goes down, they get the peek. Wizard Gecko knows the angles. He's able to get the kill there. It looks like he's gonna plant. And it's time to go into a post-plant scenario. Somebody goes down though.
Oh my goodness, I think
What
Lumi
is the
accidentally
wallbang?
shot Wizard Gecko and that counted
Oh,
as a TK, so
no.
it took him down, and that's just unfortunate right now. Wizard Gecko now just holding the angle, expecting someone to run upstairs. I'm trying to get that pick off on Rise Optimal, it looks like.
Which it looks like, yep, Rise Optimal is going to be running upstairs. Wizard Gecko kind of tuning in. There's a defuse happening as we speak. Defuse happening as we speak, and it looks like, no, goes down! The diffuser goes down, 1 bubble left on the defuse. Everybody from Wicked goes down, and Vanguard able to get that point.
Oh, that was almost a crazy clutch play there. I expected something to happen, but again,
That Molly being able to come out and just be able to do that 1 tick of fire damage that got Vanguard that point.
yeah, I know. I mean, here we are, Vanguard. They almost got. There was almost a clutch play from Wicked Esports there, right? And I don't know what to tell you. Vanguard, they just keep it going. They keep pounding it back for another round, and it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, and now Wicked Esports is going to be on the back heel as they now have to deal with an economy disadvantage. And I don't know. Vanguard might be able to push us maybe for another round, but do you think they can get that last 6th round? Because in 2 rounds, Wicked Esports is probably going to have the money in the pockets to buy themselves Vezins and force this potentially into either 7-5 win for them, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, that's for sure. I think Vanguard can definitely pull this round out because of the Vezin advantage, the eco advantage, but I don't know about round 12. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah, I mean, even now, like, Vanguard does have the economy advantage, but again, Wicked Esports has done such a good job at winning those 1v1s that even if they have the economy disadvantage, they might still win those gunfights here, right?
It depends on if it comes down to a game of util or a game of 1v1s. Really, it's what matters. Looks like we're gonna see Raze fire off a couple of shots.
Yes.
And it looks like we're gonna see Wicked kind of coming through the bathroom towards B site.
Yeah, a lot of players committed. Do you think this is a good push from them? 4 players pushing in through here.
Frag grenade coming out. Hits him for a little bit. 4 block goes down. Stone and Raze kind of getting into a gunfight. 1 goes down. Frag grenade goes out right by Raze. Doesn't get any damage done. Sleepy with the flash. Gonna push in, go for the swing. He's able to take out Kai without taking any damage, and also Rise Optimal. Those are these 1v1s we're talking about. Now we're looking at a 3v3 Sleepy. Picking up a Vezin from the opposing team.
I mean, that's what you were talking about earlier, that utility, right? We're seeing a beautiful usage of the Wicked Esports side, using stuff like the flash, forcing people to not be able to get those shots off, and even though they have the Vezin, it doesn't matter if you can't shoot it, right?
Have to be able to shoot. Looks like we could be seeing a rotation from Sleepy and Witcher Gecko going towards A site. Tiger Claw, though, sitting in that corner. They know they're there.
Yeah, I think Tiger Claw is probably gonna be holding that angle, trying to get some shots off. But will Wicked Esports be expecting that angle, or are they just a little shooken up right now? Because now 3v3 for both teams. Time is counting down. They got a minute left in the pocket. They gotta do something here.
So it looks like, seeing from what they're doing with their hand, Sleepy Penguin's going to use a flash. Wizard Gecko's going to blow the hole. And they're going to try to get a couple of picks and possibly a plant.
I know, but I mean, you got Kai, Tiger Claw waiting on that corner. 1 player from Kai on that B side. Maybe
It
for
looks
a
like
flank.
this wall here is foamed up. The wall towards B side is actually foamed up, so we could be seeing a blow and fire in the hole. Tiger Claw gonna come through. Both blown up. 2 walls blown up. There it is. Flash looks like going out. No, a smoke grenade actually. Plant coming in. Wizard Gecko though doesn't get taken out by the frag grenade. 1 going down from Vanguard. Candy Cane the last one up for Vanguard. This could be the win here for Wicked. Going for a 3v1. Candy Cane in a post-plan 1v3 scenario. Can he win his 1v3s? He's on the opposing site right now. And he doesn't know where any of them are. Looks like Stone and Witcher Gecko are just kind of sitting on the roof on the hatch, kind of waiting, making sure that nobody gets towards that bomb. And Sleepy Penguin kind of roaming, also watching his own angle. Candy Cane.
I mean, Candy Cane's in a really, really rough spot. This is not a save round. This is match point. You gotta go in. They know 2 people are. There's gonna be someone on that hatch. And I mean, what else can I say there? Just a beautiful push in from Wicked Esports. Never mind.
And there it is. Sleepy Penguin able to get the trade with Candy Cane. It looks like, oh, never mind. But, yup, there's the bomb. And Wicked Esports is gonna take the first one.
Oh man, I mean, you know, for a second there coming into that final round, I thought Vanguard had it locked down. They had the time counting down. They had the players spread out. They had a good idea for their setup. But I mean, what can I say about Wicked Esports besides they came in, they had a really good setup, and their attack was just beautiful. Like that looked beautifully rehearsed. I would argue it was rehearsed, or something of that sort. But they just came in and did a crazy play there, because I don't know if you saw that, but Sleepy Penguin pulled in wide. Attacks one of the Vanguard's players because one of their players thought they were attacking B site, right? They pulled them off to the other side, was able to force sort of a 2v1 in that little corner, and now the Wicked Esports players, that was a beautiful push, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, phenomenal push by Wicked Esports. I mean, they know exactly what they're doing. They have their strategies planned out, and they know that they're gonna try to push through, and we saw that there. We saw them come in and get the swings with Sleepy Penguin and kind of get those angles there, especially with that double wall breach causing a lot of chaos to make sure that Vanguard had no clue what they were doing, and they made it a 1v3.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw this. You're right. They had so many breaches going on. They had like a breach on the B wall, a breach on the hatch, so that opened up their later play, and then they did a quick breach right there. And they did it obviously in succession in a certain way because they wanted to divert attention just long enough to distract how they were gonna actually attack them, and that was a beautiful. You know, I've seen distraction plays happen a lot in the league, but I never really saw it. You know, I haven't seen it in a while, at least a way that it was executed in a way that Wicked Esports did it. Right? They did a beautiful redirection. I think that's one of the big things about redirection plays is that like you can't just sit there and let it sit play too long, because then the team's gonna be like, oh, they're not attacking, right? Wicked Esports, they got the distraction play, forced them to look the other directions. We saw that Vanguard player running to the other side to try to support them in that connector. And right when that happened, that's when the Wicked Esports was able to kind of spring their trap and finally attack and actually did what they planned to do, right?
Was to get in there, get that bomb planted as soon as possible. They even did have the protection of a smoke grenade just to cause that extra distraction. What I would do, make sure you're popping all 3 of those hatches, blow your Molotovs, your smoke grenades, and everything in between, just so you're able to get that effect of complete and utter chaos to be able to find some clarity and possibly take that win there.
Yeah,
the push win scenario.
I mean, this almost looked like a skill difference, but we saw Vanguard start fighting back. I mean, it ended up being a 7-4, right? So they started coming back. Do you think Vanguard, if they locked it in just a little bit more, could they have still done it, or this was just decided from the beginning that Wicked Esports was just that good to be able to fight against them?
I think we saw Wicked Esports come in strong in the beginning and assert their dominance. We saw Vanguard come very, very close to a comeback, but overall, Wicked was just able to plow through and make sure that they locked that down. They could have gotten scared in that attack round, though, because Vanguard really held their own on defense. Seems like both these teams are very defense-oriented, and they know exactly what they're doing as Revolters, but as Enforcers, they could be a little bit weaker. So it's really going to become a kill game in that regard.
I mean, you're right. Wicked Esports, they were struggling a little bit more on that attack, but I will say that last attacking play, I'm pretty sure it was impromptu because it was 3 players left, right? And they really mixed it up, but it looked really good on that attack.
Yeah,
so maybe Wicked Esports are a better attacking team when, you know, their backs are against the wall and they're like, we got to do something about this. Because remember, I was just talking about it too. They had the economy disadvantage, right? They didn't have the Vezins in hand. I think they had Did they have 0 Vezins in hand? On the other hand, though,
Yeah,
Vanguard had all 5.
they definitely had some Vesmans in hand.
I know, but it wasn't a full team, right? And we talked about, are they
I
gonna be
think
able to
they
push
would have
against
had
them?
like 3 Vesins, 2 RCPs, so that was a very common theme with Wicked Esports. We saw a lot of RCPs coming in on that attack, so especially with notably Sleepy Penguin.
Yeah, I think when they started having those consecutive losses, they knew, hey, like by this round we're gonna have 2,500 coming in. We're gonna have a little bit more money than the other previous losing rounds. So let's kind of go for the half buy, knowing that even with the half buy, we can still probably get a Vezin on that next round. That's probably what they're trying to go in for. But I mean, I'll say this too: the utility usage is what really pushed them into having that round to work out. It knocked out a couple of the Vanguard players that honestly probably would not have won in those 1v1s, right?
Yeah. Those 1v1s are definitely a tough option, so util is really your best friend there. Making sure that you have those frag grenades, especially that we saw in the beginning of that factory round. I think it was where Vanguard got their 4th point. They got the 2 frag grenade picks there in the orange room. That really kind of solidified their point there, making sure they use their utility without even emptying a clip, just making sure that they can take them out by surprise is really the play here.
For sure. And I think it looks like maybe we're going for a quick break or something. Never mind. Right when I say that, the 5th player from Wicked Esports comes in. But they were taking a little bit, probably just getting a sub in, it looks like. Because I didn't get any, no one told me they're going to get anything in for their breaks or anything. So we'll probably be seeing them go in pretty soon here. I'm curious to see what the next map is, considering how Factory went. Never mind. They just lost their player.
Oh my god.
Yeah, something's happening on Wicked Esports' side. I am tempted to let this go. But anyways, in the meantime, while we have some time, we're going to go into some sponsors set up here. But anyways, shout out to HyperX. Can never thank them enough. I always say that whenever I hop on. But it's because I've actually gotten a lot of cool swag from HyperX, and they're amazing. And I do like peripherals. If you didn't know, you can get 15% off any HyperX products in North America using the code HXVRML23. Again, HyperX helps support VRML with some great high quality peripherals. And again, they actually provide the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place champions with some cool hardware whenever they come out of that. And whoever ends up winning those top 3 places for the NA teams, I think it's only NA teams. I'm not sure. Someone fact check me on the other regions get the same stuff. But I know at least for NA, they definitely get some cool HyperX hardware. And on top of that, VR cover, one of our newer sponsors, providing some great high quality hygiene and comfort solutions for popular headsets. They provide some face cushions that really enhance the comfort of any VR device, allowing you to play in VR comfortably for just that longer. And are they hopping in? I don't know.
I think we're going to see at least 1 sub per team. For Vanguard, we're going to see Sauceman coming in sub. It looks like we're seeing Nessie coming in sub for Wicked. Our next map is going to be the ship. So, definitely going to be interesting.
Yeah, I've been seeing ship used more and more in competitive play. And I know before it wasn't chosen as much, probably because it was still new, but I've been seeing it picked up more and more often by these teams. I'm wondering if teams are finally getting more comfortable and almost starting to prefer to utilize ship, especially like these 2 top tier teams choosing ship shows that, hey, it might be part of the meta choices now where people choose ship against these other teams, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously as the newest map in the game, we're gonna see a lot of like more interesting plays come out of it. Just to, I don't know, it's a new map. I don't really know it too well. So it's gonna be interesting to see.
I like ship. It's one of the few maps where people do choose to use something like the Knut, the shotgun, because of those really tight angles, and everything's so narrow, tight, and just a lot better for something like a shotgun where it can really dump some shots into someone's body when they're not that far away, which is exactly where the shotgun excels, right? Because I don't know if y'all remember in before preseason or like early in the game's release cycle, but I remember when it used to be really good to use that shotgun up to like 5-10 meters, and I was going crazy in pubs with it. It was hilarious, and it was low-key a pretty good weapon. But anyways, it looks like we are going to be getting started right now, hopping right in the ship. And again, ship, a very interesting choice from these 2 teams. I'm trying to think who is the home team. I'm not quite sure who chose it. But it looks like they chose ship in response to how things went on that first map.
Yeah, Vanguard gonna start off attacking, Wicked gonna be defending, just like we saw last round. So Gonna be real interesting to see.
Yeah, and Ship, again, another one of those very defensive-oriented maps. So Wicked Esports is going to be starting on that advantage, and I'm wondering if we're going to see the same sort of gameplay against Vanguard that we saw in the previous round. We saw a lot of roaming gameplay from Wicked Esports. The roamers got a lot of value. There's so many times where I think the roamer got 2, potentially even 3 picks off. It was kind of, it was crazy. It was almost like they were bullying them on the roaming play, right?
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see. It looks like we're gonna see a hatch push come out of Vanguard from the top, and some other pushes coming out from other people like Sauce Man. Hatch going down. Doesn't look like anybody's really in the general vicinity of the hatch. Looks like we see a little drone coming in from Raze.
Yeah, Vanguard's trying to get some good intel early on in the game, but I'm wondering if that's going to be good enough for them, because did they find any of the roamers yet, or any of the players, right?
I have no idea. Looks like we're seeing another wall getting foamed up. Another Gecko Stone kind of creeping that door, making sure nobody gets in there. A couple of wall bangs trying to come out, stand and see if anybody's there. Wall blows up, frag grenade out, doesn't hit anybody. Raze able to get 1 pick. Almost gets another one. Does get another one on Wicked Gecko without even taking any damage from that Molotov. Another frag goes out. It looks like most of Vanguard is down. It's a 2v2. Raze. And now it's 2v1 Sleepy and Raze. And it looks like he got pincered. Wicked able to take that first point.
Yeah, I mean, for a second, I thought things were going to work out for Vanguard. They had a really good aggression there that knocked them down. But Wicked Esports holding it down and a beautiful pinch right at the end to knock them down for the count. I don't know. This looks a little bit different. I remember Vanguard against Wicked Esports looked a little not too well put together in that first map, but things are. I think that round looked a lot different because we noticed the roamer from Wicked Esports' side actually didn't quite get the same amount of value as they did in the previous rounds, and that might have been a big deal here. And I think it was. It almost allowed Vanguard to have an opening to be able to get that plant and really win this round.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. It looks like it could have been possibly even a warm-up thing for Vanguard, because if Vanguard wasn't warmed up, that could explain. But because Vanguard was able to get a good amount of picks there, they made it a 2v1 in the first round, and unfortunately, a bunch of their team got taken out by a frag. I'm pretty sure, but we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, I mean, Vanguard definitely looking a little bit more in shape than that previous round, probably a little bit more warmed up and feeling a little more confident as they got a couple rounds back against Wicked Esports. So I think Wicked Esports probably is going to start adjusting some of the roaming gameplay now as they had those, they play aggressive, right? It was like 3-2 almost with that roaming gameplay. And that roaming play, it can work. It can work if the roamers really know what they're doing, but if they're getting picked off early, that just gives another free person to the other side, right?
Yeah, it's definitely risky to have roamers out, especially on such a close quarters map like Ship. Looks like we're gonna see Raze be that roamer, kind of straight out berserk on the upper side of things before they even push down. Kenny came there to support. While we see on the bottom side, good gunfight going down. High tag Stone and a frag grenade able to take out the rest of the team.
Yep, and I mean, I don't think Vanguard quite expected that, but they had a lot of their players get knocked down in berthing, and that is definitely not the spot that I would want to be. I thought it was just going to work out well for them. Wicked Esports had a roamer that was caught out by Vanguard, but Vanguard's other group was not able to get in, unfortunately.
Looks like we're seeing a hatch or possibly a wall pop by Kai, but it looks like Wizard Gecko and Stone were able to pincer maneuver there and able to take out both of them from behind.
Yeah, things are just not quite working out right now for Vanguard. Again, they just that defense from Wicked Esports is just been unbeatable for them today. And I think Vanguard, if they can get a couple rounds in, they might be able to win this map out. But that's if they get a couple rounds in here, and because Wicked Esports is not letting things up against them.
I mean, I don't know, but we could possibly even see like a 6-0 on attack or on defense for Wicked. I mean, we're gonna see how this rifle round plays out. Looks like almost everybody except for Kai right now in the game. Kai and Tiger Claw are the only ones without a Vezin in the game. Make that just Kai. Looks like they're swapping around and stuff. So it looks like everybody's gonna have some kind of Vezin or some kind of heavy weapon going into this last one, except for Raze. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Gonna be very interesting time for these two teams. Finally seeing Vanguard with a little bit more even ground against Wicked Esports. But again, Wicked Esports has a good amount of economy. Even if they lose this one, they should be good enough to get Vezins in the upcoming round. So it'll be slightly economically disadvantaged, but not that much.
Yeah, definitely pretty even on eco here. We can see it on the board. Wicked does have a lot more eco than Vanguard, but Vanguard was able to afford Vezins for at least round 1 of white rifles. So I'm gonna see a little bit of a pushing in here. Doesn't look like anybody's in the hatch room. Never mind, Stone and Nesty right there. So it looks like they're all at alert. Scotchman 1 down for Wicked. Berserk also very low, but Ray's going down. There's a frag grenade coming out. Isn't gonna hit anybody. Nobody else really in that middle anymore. Sleepy Penguin going up the stairs. We can see that. Sleepy Penguin kind of going up the stairs. Possibly gonna get a little bit of a peek. Sauceman coming from behind. Making sure that nobody's there in that room before they decide to push into A site, where Nessie and Stone are kind of both waiting for them on the computers. So
yeah, it's gonna be a 4-3 attack right now from Vanguard on the advantage. But I mean, we can see it right now. Stone, Nessie, and Sleepy have pretty strong angles against this team. If they know what they're doing and they really hold down their angles, they can really get a beautiful trap on these guys. And I'm kind of waiting for Vanguard because I've been wanting to see them have a good attack against Wicked Esports. Because Wicked Esports has just been crazy on their defense.
Looks like they're all gonna be kind of in this back area. Kai watching the Sleepy Penguin peek, but Sleepy Penguin has a really good angle from the stairwell here, so gonna be damaging to see. Wall finally goes down. Immediately goes down. Candy Cane. Looks like we're seeing a double wall breach. Sauceman gonna try to get a couple of kills. Kai able to take out Sleepy Penguin with a headshot kill through the smoke. So that it's now a 2v2. Make that a 2v1. Tiger Claw not able to get the pick on Nessie. The pincer maneuver again for Wicked.
Yeah, just got to give a lot of credit to the defense. They know when to reroute themselves and go for the other flank on the other side. And we're seeing that a lot of the time from Wicked Esports. Just beautiful, beautiful positioning. And as we talked way earlier in this, they just have that sort of experience. We've seen them play a fair amount of games, and they got that team chemistry. And they know how to swing those angles. They know how to go for the flank. They know how to fight against other teams when they're defending together, right?
No matter what map it is, they're going to know how to push and anything, even though Ship is the newer map. So I assume these teams have had about the same amount of time to get used to it. I mean, you're seeing the team play really come into effect here from Wicked Esports. Right now, winning the first half 3-0 so far.
Yeah, definitely really good start for them. Vanguard, just for a second, I thought they might have some things work out, especially when they had that numbers advantage. But I mean, Vanguard, they started their attack, and Wicked Esports literally just cut them down upon that entrance. And that's what we keep. I saw it in the chat, but someone says, you know, the biggest thing that's happening right now with Vanguard is that they can't even get their stuff set up. They're getting shut out before they can really get their attack set up, and then things just kind of fizzle out from there, right? Yeah, it looks like Vanguard are going for the opening breach here on the A side, throwing the breach out for maybe trying to get some baiting shots there. Unfortunately, didn't quite happen, and now they're down their breach, but I guess they're not quite, they don't quite care for it. They're just trying to get some entrance shots here, and I think the whole team might be committing to this side of the ship here.
Looks like we're going to see a smoke come in. Raze taking a couple of shots, already goes down, actually.
Oh, the frag sort of almost worked, but I think it just hit the wrong geometry, unfortunately.
we're gonna see Kai take out Sleepy Penguin.
Oh, that is unfortunate. I didn't think they would have that roamer so deep up there. But unfortunately, you know, Wicked Esports, again, they've had a lot of roaming gameplay. Usually it works out for them, but not quite there. And that's a big deal because I don't know if you noticed, but there's a Vezin there and a syringe. And if Vanguard is smart about this, they're definitely going to go for the pickup there.
Yeah.
Now about a minute and a half into the round, Vanguard is pretty wide right now. It's still even. I mean, considering 4v4, this is a little bit longer. Normally we've seen Wicked Esports cut down a lot of the Vanguard players before anything quite happens, but we're not quite seeing that here. You know, we saw some entrants. Things are a little slower now from Vanguard, but if they go too slow, this might come down to time, which is not what they want at all.
Yeah. Looks like we're finally seeing Tiger Claw push in here. Wizard Gecko kind of on the other side of that wall, watching this peak. If he comes around.
Yeah, Tiger Claw coming in from the side, trying to get a little pinch in. I don't even know if the team's aware. Never mind. Never mind. Was it
ever definitely
the
are.
refrag there from both teams there? Yeah, that was a lot of back and forth.
Phenomenal frag grenade as well, making it a 1v2, and Vanguard able to take their first point on Wicked on defense.
That worked out perfectly for the Vanguard players. I don't know what else to tell you. That Berserk was not ready for that pinch in there, and they got shut down. Not shut down, but they lost that defense there. And Vanguard, to your point, they finally got the first attacking win. I think, right? Did they get an attacking win on the previous map?
Yeah. No, they didn't. This is their first attacking win. So.
I mean, this is what I was talking about earlier. If Vanguard can get one, even 2 rounds in the pocket, we've seen them play against Wicked Esports on the defending half. They actually can do pretty good against them. They might be able to win this one out, forcing a map 3. Otherwise, the Wicked Esports can try to figure out how to change their their defense against Vanguard. They might be able to get a couple more rounds in the pocket for themselves. And we'll see if they can mix up their attacking gameplay. To your point, you know, their attacking gameplay wasn't quite working out on Factory. I will say this is a different map, right? It is a different map, so things might be a little bit different for both teams.
It could have been that Factory difference just off of experience and playtime, but it looks like we're going to see Vanguard kind of go from the top here. Drone coming in.
Yeah, we're seeing them set up on that second floor coming into the site. It looks like they're going a lot of movement back and forth, maybe going for some sound disruption. Not quite sure what they're doing here, but they are taking their time a little bit, you know, setting up, trying to figure out where they want to go. But again, they'll be very mindful of Sleepy Penguin on that top floor, roaming with a Taurus in hand. And I'm not sure if Sleepy Penguin's amazing with a Taurus in hand. I wouldn't know, but if they are, this is definitely going to be a dangerous situation for Vanguard entering on that third floor.
So we're going to see Kai in here. Sleepy Penguin kind of on the other side, not really in where Vanguard is in, but it'll be interesting to see. It looks like they're going to go for a hatch from above. There's the blow. Now Stone knows they're there. He's in the cafeteria. He's kind of waiting.
Yeah, Vanguard setting up a very common push, right? They play on the third floor. This is something we see all the time. Looks like going for that kind of pinch too through that second floor. Berserk waiting back there. I don't know if they're 100% ready for that angle. I thought they were.
Like Sauceman is able to take out Berserk. Frag grenade coming out. Doesn't hit Sauceman or Raze.
Looks on the top, Sleepy Penguin also getting knocked down, but not definitely taking somebody with them. And good trade happens here.
Extremely low. He's able to take out Sauceman though. Raze still up.
Ooh, and I thought we were going to see a trade there or some kind of fight, but Raze unfortunately could not get the pick off, and Stone definitely made this smart play to peel off and get some health for themselves. But that is not to say that this interaction has given Vanguard the advantage once more with a 3-2 against Wicked Esports. And we keep seeing this. We've been seeing Vanguard getting more and more times where they start off with some sort of advantage. but Wicked Esports is still able to keep up against them and fight against them from having some kind of advantage actually work out in their favor.
Grenade coming out. Doesn't get a kill, but definitely gets Tire Claw low enough to get taken out. EMP is planted though. It looks like we're gonna see a post plant. Stone, the only one left up for Wicked Esports.
Yeah, they got that plant out, probably going for the hatch. Very smart post planting gameplay here.
That hatch is a phenomenal look. It looks like they are gonna try to hold that hatch or something very similar.
Stone just checking all these angles, waiting to see where are the Vanguard players.
Music starts playing, though he has less than 30 seconds left.
I think they're just waiting to get some kind of drop on Stone, and they're not going to be ready for this.
No, and Candy Cane able to jump from the top, able to get the pick on Stone.
And here we go, another round in the pocket for Vanguard. I don't know. They might be able to make something happen here, right?
Yeah, it definitely could be a map difference. Vanguard and Wicked, we're going into round 5 of the first half, and it's pretty even. Vanguard, if they're able to pull out this point here, we're going to be going tied into Vanguard's defense and Wicked's attack, so...
I'm excited. Because I'm always kind of nervous when I see a team do really well on a certain thing, and I'm like, can the other team do well against them? Show a really good game, and I'm seeing that from Vanguard, right? I was a little nervous that maybe it might be a huge skill gap between these two teams, and that's what I thought, you know, on that first defensive half with Wicked Esports. But Vanguard showcasing that, hey, they themselves are also good on the defense, and now on a different map like Ship, they're actually doing a pretty good job on attacking, able to knock down Wicked Esports players consistently, right?
Yeah. Looks like they're getting used to their gunplay and getting used to Wicked strategies, which is definitely helping them. And helping them get these kills.
I know, I'm excited to see if Vanguard can pull off another round against Wicked Esports, but I mean, what can I say? Wicked Esports, that defense has just been, for the most part, unbeatable tonight, but it looks like Vanguard is finding some kind of cracks in them and starting to get some value out of it.
Yeah, I mean, Vanguard really turning on their A game, trying to get this to go to map 3. But, I mean, we're going to have to see how the attack plays out, and more specifically, this round, because this round could be a huge advantage for Wicked, or a great tie for Vanguard. Does look like all of Vanguard almost already down. Now it's just down to Sauceman already. Wicked, somehow, getting all four of the Vanguard players with only getting 1 loss. And Sauceman now the only one left, surrounded by Wicked.
Yeah, definitely looking really extreme right now. It's a 1v4 situation. It's the final round. There is no save. They got to play it out or it's a loss no matter what. I'd be nervous. Ooh, and Sauceman trying to get some shots off and not quite ending them. And the frags go live.
Sauceman able to dodge, but... see what happens. Lots of shots going off trying to bait him, and I don't think there's any other access up to the floor he needs to be on.
No, they'd have to go for some crazy long reset to the other side of the stairs, but I guarantee you the Wicked players will be waiting there anyway, so Sauceman has to take them somewhere. I don't know how, but somewhere.
Yeah, it looks like Sauceman is either going to try to push up here, or Wicked might be trying the strategy of everybody run down the stairs and see if it works. What could be happening right now, we see Wizard Gecko and Stone kind of hop down the stairs. Sauceman trying to take some of them out. He's able to take out Wizard Gecko. Cloak's back up. Stone, also low HP, as well as Berserk at about 75. Sauceman gonna try to slowly walk his way up the stairs. As you can see, as soon as he peeks, Sleepy Penguin and Stone, he's right there. There it is! Oh wow, Sleepy Penguin and Stone go down! But Berserk able to get the last pick there before he's seen and get that last point for Wicked, going into the second half with a score of 4-2.
You know, I was waiting to see if that frag was going to get... I don't know if you saw, someone kind of went for a kamikaze sort of style where they were just like, you know, I'm going to take the kill.
I
But I'll take
did
him with
see
me.
that.
And it didn't matter as that final Wicked Esports player was able to come back and force us into a 4-2. So Wicked Esports finally coming back. I mean, they had some great Taurus shots there. They were just shutting them down. And that's what we keep seeing from Wicked Esports, where they shut down Vanguard before they can even enter the map, right? Vanguard was attempting to enter the map, and what happened? They lost 4 players before things even really
Yeah.
quite worked out for them.
But now we're gonna see Wicked attacking and Vanguard defending. Vanguard, we saw them last map doing a great job at defense, so we definitely could see a Vanguard win here, but we'll see what Wicked does, because it's gonna be insanely close.
I know. I'm expecting some really good things from Vanguard. We saw them do really well on that defending half. So I'm expecting the same thing from here. But again, you know, as we keep talking about, this is a different map. So these players can be play very differently on each of these maps, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wicked Esports starting on the outside again, very similar attack that we saw to Vanguard, where they're starting on this side, potentially going into A side.
But it looks like you could be seeing more of a B side push actually. If we look at Berserk here.
Yeah, they're spreading out pretty well here, but I mean, you got Sauceman on the back there with that roaming gameplay. We'll see if they get any value out of that. But I mean, Wicked Esports already setting up their attack in.
Yeah, so many walls already just exploded. Somebody down, but a frag grenade goes out. Nobody. Oh, one pick. Tiger Claw goes down to the frag. Right now it's a 3v4, but Kai's at 23 HP. Stone goes down. 3v insanely low. Wizard Gecko. Last one up and goes down. Vanguard able to pinch her in and get a point.
Oh my goodness! I mean, I saw Wicked they set up. I thought they were gonna get in. You know, they had a good setup. It was quick. Unfortunately, Vanguard didn't quite happen as they were able to defend against that. And this is what we were talking about. We saw Vanguard do a really good job defending against them. And I expect the same gameplay. And it looks like we might be getting the same kind of action, right?
Yeah. I mean, we're definitely seeing more of aggressive Vanguard on defense. I think it's the close quarters that is really pushing them to do it. And it looks like Vanguard's eco is also very high. 2 of them with Vesins already in second round. So Vanguard really trying to squeak out this win here, take it to a map 3.
And I gotta give a shout out to, it looks like Dusty Buns in the chat. They dropped $10 in the super chat. Always appreciate that. It does help out the community and allows us to do what we need to do to showcase some really cool Breachers gameplay. So definitely appreciate that, Dusty Buns. I think your name will definitely be on the little ticker, you know, at the bottom where it shows who donated to us. Usually that happens like in the pregame and postgame screens. So shout out to that. But it looks like we are going to be starting up this upcoming round. Vanguard having a pretty good economy on their side, having 2 Vesins in hand. Hopefully that does work out for them. Otherwise, again, that's always, you know, round 2 Vezin can work because you know the other team has a pistol, but sometimes it's risky, right? If you have something like a roamer playing with that Vezin in hand, if they lose their fights, that gives a free Vezin to the other side, right?
Yeah, we don't want to be given free Vesins here, especially when it's this close to the game. Right now, Wicked only up by 1 point. We're gonna see what happens here. It looks like Stone, Sleeper Penguin, gonna try to peek up.
And yeah, this is kind of an interesting push. I've seen the teams attack ship a lot. They tend to, when it's on this floor, attack the same floor or potentially the floor above with that little hatch. But this is the first time I think I've seen of attack up. The whole team started on the floor below and they attacked up. It looks like it didn't quite work out as one of their players already picked up by Candy King.
Looks like Stone and Sleepy Penguin gonna push in on the other side here. Kai almost goes down, and somebody else. Sleepy Penguin able to take out Kai. No, he's not. Only Wizard Gecko and Berserk up.
Yeah, a lot of action back and forth. This is a very wide attack from Wicked Esports. It's kind of hard to keep up with pushing back and forth. But anyways, looks like only 2 players left on Wicked Esports.
3 walls blown up. No, somebody else goes down. It's Tiger Claw. So now it's a 3v2. Nothing planted yet, but we could be seeing a plant scenario here. Never mind, he goes down. It was Berserk who went down. Raised. Oh, and Vanguard able to tie it up with Kai and his pick. Vanguard doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right that you know, we've seen the Wicked Esports now attack for 2 maps, and you're right. I think they might need to go back to the drawing board for some of their attacks because they definitely do seem much more like a defending team. Right, we've seen a lot of their attacks right now against Vanguard at least. They've been getting shut down. Not quite the same way that they shut down Vanguard themselves when they're defending, but Vanguard is holding their own. They've been able to shut them down and prevent their attack from really happening, right?
Although it has been a lot closer, and I think that's the kill power. The amount of close that it is really that killing power.
Yeah, they did start 2 Vezins in that round, and that was really good for Vanguard's side. But now we're coming into that, as I always say, the rifle round. But here's something to note. I will say it looks... Never mind. Interesting. Wizard Gecko is rocking the RCP and Vezin. Am I seeing that right on the screen? Let's head over to them.
No, Wizard Gecko's got the RCP.
No, they weren't
like...
even able to get a full Vezin buyout. But that's, I mean,
Same
that's
with
still not
Nessie.
too bad.
Oh, no, Nessie, not Vezin. I saw something else for Nessie.
Yeah, they might have bought a lot of util in between those rounds then, considering that all 5 players could not get a Vezin. But, I mean,
Looks
4
like
is still good, right?
Look outside here. Oh, yeah, 4 Vezin is phenomenal. Taking a look outside here, we're seeing Berserk and Stone kind of sitting at this window here. Looks like we could be seeing a breach wall or a breach hatchlar coming in from Sleepy and Wizard. Kind of at the same time that Berserk and Stone are going to push in.
Yeah, definitely having a little bit of fun there playing hot potato with the frag. I don't know why I would do that personally.
Definitely not good if you drop it. Looks like they're going to all hop in here. Proximity sensor going off. Wallbank's coming out. Foam also out. Some shots coming off from Berserk and Raze in the doorway.
Yeah, they're setting up, I think, very similar attack that we saw from Wicked Esports, where they're kind of doing this split 3-2-4 push on the A site.
Yeah. Looks like
Breach goes live. I'm waiting for something to happen here from...
There's a frag grenade. It's missed. None of his own team getting hit, but none of the opposing team either. Stone getting a couple of shots taken, but it looks like they are going to plant without a problem here. We are seeing a 3v4 right now. Most of Wicked pretty low. Wizard Gecko still kind of roaming around.
Yeah, 3v4, but I mean, consider this. 2 of the players on Wicked Esports decided
that's the end. Going down to Kai. It looks like Wizard Gecko, the last one up, is in a very unfortunate position with that hatch. We are in a post-plant scenario, though. We could be seeing a defuse come out soon. Candy Cane is going for that defuse. Wizard Gecko gonna peek up. Does go down to Sauceman. Watching his teammates back and also being up on that stairs, so...
Yeah, that was, I think, beautifully executed by Vanguard. They sent a player up pretty early on knowing that they're gonna have someone up there defending that hatch. So by the time they actually got to that attack, it worked out. And Sauceman did a really good job at really not overcommitting. They didn't want to push in and get knocked out because it doesn't matter if you have a flanker, right? If they get killed, they're not able to prevent the defuse situation from not happening, right? So Sauceman did a really good job at prolonging the person on top from being able to actually attack that hatch, and it worked out very well for Vanguard's side. And here we are, I think the first time that Vanguard is now having a lead against Wicked Esports. They have drawn some blood against Wicked Esports, and I don't know. What are you thinking? What do you see now in Vanguard? Do you think they can come back and push us all the way to the end?
I see a Vanguard comeback for this map, but I think it really depends on what happens during the first half of next map, which will really decide the game. Because if Wicked goes 6-0 in that first half, it's over.
You're right.
And
you're right. And I think we've seen it now. These teams both. It's not just skill difference. It's also map difference now. So that third map choice is going to be a huge deal. My guess, it might be Hideout. I feel like if we go for map 3, probably Hideout. That's a very common choice from these top tier maps. I think people tend not to choose Hideout anymore because it's very... Oh, and a beautiful frag
coming out. One goes down. Another one goes down as well. Tiger Claw, Wizard Gecko going for a pincher maneuver. Another one goes down. Wizard Gecko sitting right there. Gets taken out by Candy Cane. Stone able to getting taken out as well by Candy Cane. He's doing a phenomenal job kind of fragging out here. Again, it is now a 1v3. Nessie versus Candy Cane, Kai, and Raze.
I mean, what can you what do you say? Like, Wicked Esports try to get that attack in, but we saw 4 people go down, and they only traded for 2. Look at that, Tiger Claw and Sauceman on Vanguard side. Only 2 players get knocked down to take out about 80% of Wicked Esports' team. It's not an even trade at all in any sense of the word. I don't know. I think you're right. This might be Vanguard with that momentum pushing them into the final round here, into that match point now, right? This is going to give them potentially a 6-4 against Wicked, against Vanguard for them. And even going in with the droning play.
Yeah, trying to scout out, see exactly where he can go. See if there's any possibility of a push. But he'd really have to frag out of his mind here.
Yeah, frag out of their mind with an RCP versus 3 vets. Not an impossibility, but definitely a large order.
Yeah, definitely gonna be tough. And we'll see if Nessie even does it, or if he decides to save that RCP for next round. Actually, not really that RCP, more that stim, if anything.
Yeah, I wonder if the team's gonna tell them, hey, go in for the save, or just, you know, go for it. Go to see if you can get to that 3-person pick. And oh, they don't even have the EMP in hand either. They have to go for kills.
Yeah, they have to go for kills. There's a minute left, and looks like they're trapped between you two. There's tripwires right next to him. If you didn't see him already, looks like he's gonna try to stretch through that throw block. When he does, but gets tagged by a couple of wall bangs. Toss the stim. Shoot somebody. Ooh, and gets taken out by Kai through the wall.
Yeah, beautiful wall bang from Kai. I mean, it was a 2v1 situation there. I don't know if you saw, both players were trying to shoot at Nessie, and I don't know. I think with the syringe in hand, knowing that you're on a losing streak, I might have gone for the save there. 450 isn't that much, but it's definitely enough to make a difference in this sort of game with economy, right?
Yeah.
Especially now, look at Wicked's side. They don't have enough money to buy any syringe, right?
Yes, except for Nessie, who hasn't even bought up yet, so.
Exactly. I think this is going to be Wicked Esports' last chance to have something happen here. Otherwise, it's going to be match point for Vanguard, whose team is very flush with cash. I mean, look at people like Candy Cane and Kai. They're rocking 6-7K between each other.
With insane util to last.
Exactly. And then Wicked Esports definitely lacking a little bit. They only have 1 syringe in hand, and this is what I'm saying. If they were able to get 1 more syringe, maybe they could have worked out some kind of health economy sort of advantage here. But I mean, look at Vanguard side. They have 1, 2, 3 syringes in hand, frags to go. They're looking healthy, looking really healthy for their economy right now.
Looks like we're gonna see a 5-man push out of the same area. Coming up a floor above. Trying to see what kind of hatch they can break through, what kind of stairs they can come down. Try to get some kind of push and try to get some kind of comeback retribution.
I'm wondering if they're gonna do like a B hatch push down or a double hatch push. I've seen some teams do that.
So in the VRML, how do we treat a tie where it's a tie map and then let's say Vanguard takes the last map?
Yeah, I know this is a question that comes up a lot. So in playoffs, we have a very specific way of doing it, but in ladder matches, which this is the ladder match during this season. Oh, and Nessie getting a beautiful frag off on Sauceman in that little corner. Hold on, I'm trying to see if anything's gonna happen before we touch back on that point. Yeah, it looks like they're getting set up right now from Wicked Esports, having something happen. No, Berserk on that back and trying to flush out any potential roamers. And I think, yeah, Wicked Esports is just setting up at this point. As you can see now, all on the 3rd floor, checking their corners, already having 2 picks off.
They already have the hatch. Looks like Nessie's gonna come down immediately, gets taken out by Candy Cane and Tiger Claw. Frag also going out, and a Molly. Sleepy Penguin and Berserk kind of meeting in this health room here. Candy Cane goes down, Ray's able to get the follow-up, so Sleepy also down, so it's now Wizard Gecko and Stone versus the world here. And by the world, we mean Tiger Claw and Ray.
I mean, as far as they are concerned, definitely the world for them. They have to win this or it's match point.
Yeah. So it looks like Stone is planting. Kind of in the open, but as far as out as he can, it looks like he does get the plant off. So we are in a post-plant 2v2 now, so it's going to come down to defensive frags. Looks like somebody goes down for Vanguard. Tiger Claw, and now it's just raised up. And the pincer maneuver and the bait kill able to get the kill and finish it off.
And there we go, really, really good attacking round. Finally, I think from Wicked Esports, they had a little bit of a struggle playing against Vanguard's defense, and this is going to be the match point. Regardless, at the bare minimum, Vanguard has definitely secured themselves a map 3 decider here. But this was what we were talking about earlier when you had asked. In ladder matches, all that matters is the amount of rounds won on maps. There isn't any worry about round wins or anything like that because it's not championships, right? We're not talking about playoffs where there's any knockout rounds. It's just purely how many maps did you win? Did you get more than the other team or did you get less, right? And say in this example, if they tied up here, that's no one wins that, right? So it's tied out. And right now, Wicked Esports has one map win, right? Map 1, they won on Factory.
Yes.
At this point, Vanguard has to win this. Otherwise, if they tie on this, and even if they win the next one, it's a tie no matter what. So Wicked Esports, if they tie this up, they've at the bare minimum secured themselves a tie in total, and they can win. And Vanguard, if they don't win this, then they've secured themselves a tie at best or lose, right? So they have to win this. They have to win this. Otherwise, if they get a tie, it's not going to do much for them on that third round because it's a tie, right? At best for Vanguard, if they don't win this. A lot of hypotheticals, right? A lot of hypotheticals. But yeah, it's only map wins, right? They don't care. We only care about rounds when it comes to like playoff matches and that sort of stuff. So if you only get one map win, or if you tie in all these things, then you tie, and that's how it is on these. There's an MMR difference, and that changes how you move up and down the ladder. But in terms of win, loss, and ties, yeah, it's only maps, that you want.
Nice. Makes things easier for all of us here who are new to the game, new to the league, new to casting.
Yeah, Sauceman on the back end able to get a shot off on a Wizard Gecko, knocking down Wicked Esports down to 3 players here. And they're definitely worried about those roamers on how they're going to watch their backs. And where is the third player? Never mind, they're on the outside. Okay,
Yeah,
I was like,
right
where's
Nessie? Yeah, they're all right here on the outside and kind of right here. Looks like Stone's gonna grab that EMP. We do have a wall ready to be blown up at any moment.
Yeah, and that roamer is really trying to drag out this round. They know they have it in the bag if they can push this all the way down to potentially 20-30 seconds in the round.
Yeah, at that point it's gonna be really tough to get a plant. So.
And look at, I mean, Vanguard's got 6 in the pocket. They can win this. They can win this. Wicked Esports at best is gonna tie out this map. Yeah, Wicked Esports going for both angles, trying to get some kind of diversion, trying to make Vanguard wonder where are they going to be attacking.
Smoke coming out. Ray is going to peek and fight with Sleepy Penguin. Looks like Sleepy's going to rotate. Stone does go down to Kai, though. So it looks like it's just down to Nessie and Sleepy.
Yeah, they might have not heard Sleepy. Sleepy's now hiding in the little corner there. Might be able to get some kind of cheeky play up.
No, goes down to Ray. He somehow sees into the smoke.
Right when I say that, they get picked off.
Taking the win.
I mean, that is definitely something not unexpected. We were talking about how are they going to play on the defense. We've seen them do really well. Didn't quite think it was going to work out for this way for Vanguard. And it looks like, I am sorry, y'all. It looks like for some reason all the names are not showing up on the cast here, but it's fine. We will power through. But we got Vanguard on the left side with Wicked Esports on the other side. And what do you want to say about that round? Vanguard came through. They came through really well.
Yeah, Vanguard came through really well. Obviously, we're seeing that both of these teams are very, very defense-oriented. So they know exactly what they should be doing and exactly what they are doing on defense on most maps. So it's going to be really interesting to see what this third map is and how both teams play it. Because if it's, I mean, it has to be one of the 3 starter maps. There has to be Volcano, Skyscraper, or Hideout. So it's going to be one of those 2. And it's going to be how well they can attack and defend. Really, I think it's going to come down to those attacking rounds. Because if you're able to thwart 1, maybe even 2 points out of those attacking rounds, I think you're good. Either team.
Yeah, I mean, we saw some really good gameplay from Vanguard, and you're right. We've seen now Vanguard draw blood against Wicked Esports, so we know it's not an impossibility for Wicked Esports to actually come out of this losing, and that's definitely a possibility that we're going to see here between these two teams. So I think it really does come down to map choice. Like apparently it does, because Vanguard came back. And remember, they actually started on the attack against Wicked Esports, so that Wicked Esports had that advantage, and it didn't work out. So I think it really was a map difference, because we saw the defense from Wicked Esports on map 1 with Factory was very different from the same defense that we saw on map 2. So I think they can definitely come back. They called a timeout. All right, looks like we'll be going into a timeout. I'll be sending it into ads for about, I want to say 8 minutes. I always want to come in and talk through some of the stuff, but we will be seeing y'all in a second as the teams are taking off a little break for a little bit of time, but we'll see y'all in a minute.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids, just kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finished his bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Wow. Hold up. Wow. I don't know why is that showing. Hold
just
up. What the
retry.
heck? These things. Wow. 1 second. I will figure this out. Maybe this one's gonna work better. No, it
Oh.
will not. Oh,
Oh.
you know what it is? Hold up. 1 second. Okay, there we go. Yeah. You know, my mistake
And
there. Normally not that funky. But hey, we are coming back in. Sorry. Thanks for. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty. It looks like we still sort of do here, as the names are not popping up in this post game. So I'll bring us right into the game. So we can see some things going on here. We'll bring us back on. But anyways, yeah, they just came out of that map 2, and pretty strong win against them, right? It was like, what was the first map? Do you remember?
first map, it was, I'm shocked it's not on the screen, but it was 7-5, no, definitely not 5, 7-3, I think. If anybody can chat can back us up here. Pretty sure first map was 7-3, then it was 7-5 for the second map.
7-5 for Vanguard. All right, no, I had to reset everything because I was trying to fix that mistake that we had earlier, but it looks like it did not. And that's fine. And then 7-5 for Vanguard, right? Yeah.
Yeah, 7-5 Vanguard. I'm pretty sure it was 7-3 Wicked on that first
Yeah,
map.
I'll tell you
Chat
this
back
right
in.
now, Gravik, sometimes little things like this happens. You gotta like manually change some of these things for the cast, and that happened earlier. Like we just had sometimes the assets break, it gets kind of weird, but hey, we're here to still put on a show, and hopefully it doesn't disrupt things a little too much. And I'm wondering if the teams are asking. Okay, they're ready. All right, go.
As
Ready
they
to-
say in theater, the show must go on.
Exactly.
As a theater kid, I know that all too well. So, speaking of the show going on, it looks like we're ready to start. We are going to the Hideout for our final map.
Hideout, I
you
just
so
called it. I
much.
mean, I called it earlier, right? And definitely a fan favorite. I know Hideout used to be a really big fan favorite for a while, but it looks like maybe people are liking Ship more because of the fact that Ship got chosen for map 2. All right, looks like
Real
we are
quick,
be
before
heading
we get
into
into it.
round 3 here. That didn't happen the way I
Thank you,
wanted it to.
Ifa Sufi, for the $2 super chat. Huge thank you so much for supporting the league. Very appreciative. Thanks for helping grow VRML.
Let's go. I mean, we got IFA Surf. Oh, is that like what are they called? Acronyms or
Anagram.
anagrams? Yeah. All right. Looks like Vanguard coming in. Can someone double check that first? I don't think it's 7. Was it 7-3 or 7-4? I think it was something like that. But it's
On
fine.
Hope Clifford as well. Thank you so much for dropping $20 on the super chat. Again, very, very appreciative. Thank you so much for supporting.
Oh, a lot of love in the chat tonight. I'm loving it, right?
Yeah, thank you all so much.
Oh wait, Hope Clifford. What's up? I love seeing some names. I'm like, oh, I've seen them around, you know, in the community. So it's always fun. Anyways, Wicked Esports finally starting on the attack. I think for the first time, right? They've been defending.
Yeah.
The last 2 maps for always on the defending half, but this is going to be the one map they decided to attack. And remember, this is Hideout. This is definitely a map where they do better on the attacking than they normally do on the defense. But I don't know, the way these teams are going, it looks like the defending team might be having the advantage because they tend to play a little bit better when either of these teams are defending.
So it looks like they're going for the typical push on the garage. Smoke grenade coming out. Sleepy Penguin gonna push up, possibly towards A site. Doesn't look like they're gonna go into B or possibly because Stone and Wizard Gecko are right there. Wizard Gecko able to get in 1 pick. Does almost. He's sitting on 1 HP and goes down. His teammate goes down. Looks like we're seeing the plan on A, possibly. Oh no, we're seeing the plan on B. There it is. Planted on B. Raze goes down to Sleepy Penguin, and it's now Candy Cane versus Nessie Penguin and Wizard Gecko. And there's the point for Wicked. And there's that attack point we were looking for. Because if you get a point on attack with these 2 defense-centric teams on a defense-centric map, it's huge for you. Especially for a team like Wicked, who seem not as well on attack.
Yes, I would normally say that, but remember, it is Hideout, so it's a little bit more of an attacker-oriented map. So I always say when we're playing on Hideout that the winner is built on the defending team. Whoever can defend better normally ends up winning. But I will say sometimes if you just get that 6-0, right? You get that 6-0 and you just gotta win once on defending side. You know, you're in a pretty good area. And something to consider that neither of these teams can tie this out. Someone has to win this, otherwise it will be tied out for the series. Because Vanguard lost the first one in the evening, so Wicked got the first win on map 1. Vanguard won map 2. Someone has to win map 3, otherwise if they tied out, it's gonna be a tie for both teams. And I'm sure these teams do not want to come out of this with a tie. But it does work out for Wicked Esports, right? If they tie this, that does secure the spot still, I believe, in the top 7 for playoffs. For Vanguard, though, if they tie this, I don't think they'll be able to get into the top 7. They'll be forced to play in that Challengers Cup. And Ray starting off with a really good start here with a shot off. But here's the thing. If Vanguard wins, I'm not sure if it's going to bump them into the top 7, which is perfect for them for playoffs. And Wicked Esports will be losing probably their top 7 spot, which will be a huge deal for them.
So it looks like the drone sees Rays there. Or at least saw him. Doesn't really see anybody else. Rays goes down. Looks like somebody, I think it's Nessie, still drone.
Yeah, Wicked Esports, they had a good advantage, but didn't quite work out for them. Oh, never mind. Sounds like it's a beautiful frag.
Gorgeous frag coming out. Looks like we're seeing a smoke grenade come out. Sauceman sitting right there. Drone goes down. Sauceman goes down to the Molotov. Tiger Claw trying to get a couple of shots off. It looks like EMP has been playing by Sleepy Penguin.
Yeah, I mean, we saw beautiful frags coming from both teams there. I was actually really impressed here.
It's now a 3v3 post plant. Stone with a phenomenal pick. It already looks like a couple of them have Vesens from that last round, which is a very smart decision on Wicked side of things. Because now they're going to have that eco going in the next round already with the amount of kills they have.
Exactly. It's going to force, also allow them to get another round win in the pocket, which at this point, Wicked Esports has to win this. It has to win this. Otherwise, things are not going to work out well for them at all.
Oh, looks like he goes down. Candy Cane, Tiger Claw versus Stone. If they're able to defuse the MP here, this could be it. But it looks like it's beefing a lot. Just for the fake defuse setup. Gets Stone to peek, and he's able to get the pick.
Yeah, and that was not a good situation for them. Looking a little hard for Vanguard, but definitely not impossible. They can still come back, considering that, again, this is Hideout. They can do good on the attacking side. But you got to remember this. Wicked Esports, as I was talking earlier, considering their place on the ladder, if they lose this, it's a bigger loss for them than Vanguard. Vanguard can still try to climb their way up and go for Challengers Cup. But Wicked Esports, right now, they're a top 7 team, securing themselves. They qualify already for playoffs. But remember, they qualify if they get to the final week. And finish out in the top 7. If Wicked Esports loses this, I think, what spot are they at? Let me see if I can pull up the matchup page. Yeah, Wicked Esports is in the 6th spot for top, for NA. I think if they lose this one, considering the difference in MMR, because Vanguard's a 7th, like the 10th team, it'll bump them out of the top 7.
Really quickly, chat, thank you so much for your help. It was 7-4.
It was 7-4. All right, let me see if I can reverse all that.
On Factory, the first match, 7-4.
I gotta hold it. I gotta do this weird. Okay. Oh man.
Alright, while we're going, I'll commentate for you. So it looks like we're gonna see more of a garage side push here. No frags going off, but it does look like we see a couple of wall bangs coming through and the proxy going on.
Yeah, garage is definitely a good setup that we see all the time here. I will deal with that score later because things are just funky today.
Yeah. It's a funky Sunday night.
You know, it is what it is.
Oh, huge frag grenade kill with from Sleepy Penguin. Fragging out that corner. Kai also could get fragged here. Oh no, that was a smoke grenade going off on Kai. Flash and smoke. Kai sitting in that corner there. Looks like we see somebody else go down. Sauceman goes down. Kai finally goes down. Looks like it's 3v2. Berserk still sitting outside. EMP getting planted by Wizard Gecko. There it is. Ray's gonna just kind of sit right there.
Yeah, Raising Candy Cane now having to make some kind of retaking of the site right now, but it's not looking good as Wicked Esports has all these different angles locked down, and they know they do. They got the EMP planted. They have 3 players up against 2 on Vanguard's side. I think the only way they can make this any better for Wicked Esports is maybe pop open that that little hatch below and open up some play. But I mean, this is a perfect setup for them.
Could be what Berserk's doing.
I think that's exactly what Berserk is doing down there. And that's right when I say that they can make this play better, they just did.
Now the infuse is virtually impossible. And Berserk's still sitting under that hatch. And it looks like the rest of them are just kind of on the other side of the map saving. So, looks like that is what they decided to go for.
Doing the smart play here, I mean, I get it. They kind of got themselves stuck into a little bit of a rut, and they couldn't really do much against them. Hold up, now I can see if I can fix this. But how do you feel about them playing out that round there?
I think it was definitely the smarter choice. With the way we've seen Wicked playing, it's definitely the smarter choice to save there, especially if they had Vezins, which I think they did. So that Vezin and that util is going to be huge because they are down in the eco scheme. So making sure that they can save as much eco as possible, especially as we see Wicked go 3-0 in the first quarter. It's going to be interesting.
I know, I'm excited. We saw Wicked now really showcasing that they know. I think you're right. Like what we talked about earlier, that it is a map difference between these 2 teams. Because Wicked Esports is just dominating right now. I don't know if you saw, they had beautiful gadget placement there. They had like a double flash as they entered the side, some beautiful frags coming out. They know all these angles for Hideout, which makes sense. Hideout's been around since game release, and Wicked Esports has been playing, you know, as a competitive team for a while now. It makes sense that Vanguard maybe might have been able to come back on chip because Wicked Esports just hasn't hashed out that map as perfectly as they have, like a map like Factory or even Hideout here.
Ephus Sufus, I'm not sure if that was the super chat we saw earlier, but thanks for the $2 again. He said this is for Vanguard. Good job. So it looks like we got him cheering for Vanguard. Right now, ain't looking so good for him though, especially if Sauceman goes down in B side.
Yeah, already a trade here, which is I think is a good thing for Vanguard, considering that she is a little bit lower on that health economy, down to 35.
Looks like there's 2 nades going out on both sides. One being a Molotov. Looks like Kai not necessarily around. We could be seeing a plant here come out of stone. His teammates are there to back him up. There's that wall breach. Back up, and there's the post plant. Fire Claw and Sleepy trading. Goes down to stone though. It's now Kai and Candy Cane versus the rest of Wicked.
I think Kai trying to find some pick here from the side. I don't think any of the Wicked Esports players are expecting someone to come yet from that corner. But never mind. Right when I say that, they throw out an instant here.
Ooh, great pick by Kai on Sleepy Penguin. Making it a 2v3. Both of them right there. One goes down.
Yeah, Stone's definitely aware that someone's in that corner.
And able to get that pick for Wicked to take their 4th point of the match.
Man, good show there. Again, Wicked Esports coming through. You know, I was talking down. I was commenting on their attack so much because we saw them not do as well on these other maps, but Wicked Esports definitely showcasing that they know how to attack Hideout. And it's coming through in really good fashion here against Vanguard. And at this point, I think Vanguard, they literally just need to secure 1 or 2 and just hope for the best on the attacking side.
Yeah, it's gonna be realistically Wicked, if they're able to score a point on defense, I think it's game over for them. For Vanguard, that is. Seeing the way the Wicked's been playing and the way that Vanguard hasn't really been defending as a defense-centric team, the way that Wicked we've seen play defense in the past, even though this is an attacker-centered map, I think Wicked's going to be able to pull it out here, especially if they 6-0 Vanguard in the first half.
Exactly. They've just been doing a really good job right now, and I'm expecting them to push this all the way through for Wicked Esports, but we saw some good action from Vanguard in the previous map, and I'm hoping that we can see the same action here. I'm not expecting the same kind of thing from their defending team, considering it is Hideout, but doesn't mean that they can't have the same sort of strong gameplay on the attacking half when they sort of switch over. Because at this point, I think Vanguard's just hoping to get one round in the pocket.
It looks like we take a look at Berserk. He's dropping in and kind of roaming around here, going in through garage. Well, the rest of his team is going to push through main entrance here. Go from all sides. Oh, immediately gets taken out by Candy Cane. Rest of the team already, 2 of them going down. 3 of them down. Wizard Gecko. It's a 1v3. Can he clutch his 1v3s? No, he won't. Vanguard able to take their first point on defense. Didn't seem like that strat really worked out for Wicked.
Yeah, I mean, I really thought Wicked Esports was going to have that one locked down, but unfortunately didn't quite happen there as Vanguard shuts them down. And that was kind of a shocker. I think, was it Vanguard's roamer? I couldn't catch it because I caught the Wicked Esports solo player getting knocked out, but Vanguard had a beautiful roamer on the other side, able to knock them down for the count. I think did they take 2 or 3 players with them?
I think they had 3. They had 4 in the main entrance and 1 roamer last round. It looks like it went for a 4-1 split last time, but curious to see if Wicked's gonna bounce back here. It's just the final round and a half, so we'll see if they can go 5-1. This could be a repeat of no, Factory. That's the name of the map.
Wait, this one?
No, the first map.
First map, yeah, Factory. That was on Factory. Yeah, you're right. We might be seeing something similar. I mean, Wicked Esports almost dominated on that first half, and then they succeeded. They ceded a couple rounds to Vanguard on that second half, but definitely a little bit different than what is going on here. They're just throwing a lot of gadgets up there, probably causing a lot of audio distraction. I'm confused. They're just throwing things everywhere.
Yeah, lots of stuff happening. Stuff and things. I think we're gonna see a roof hatch and stuff. Yeah, roof hatch coming out from Sleepy. He's gonna push in.
And frags are traded, but not quite lives either. A lot of back and forth, and it looks like even some players playing very aggressive from Vanguard's side, but Wicked Esports taking their time coming in on this top floor here.
Looks like we see Sauceman and Candy Cane getting some very big peaks here. Kind of on the other side of the map where Berserk is.
Yeah, Vanguard is taking a lot longer on this round to have anything happen here, but they're just waiting for Wicked Esports to make some kind of action, some kind of move forward.
And that move could be blowing up this wall right here. Which we'll see happen. Wall goes up and the chaos ensues. Bullets flying everywhere. Through smoke, somebody goes down, Sauceman. As well as Tiger Claw going down as well, Wizard Gecko. You can see the push is really coming in here. Sleepy Penguin and Berserker both down as well. It's a 3v3. Another one possibly goes down. EMP getting planted. And it is down, so we're gonna post plant now. 2v2, Stone and Wizard Gecko against Candy Cane, who is able to take out Wizard Gecko. So now it is Stone versus Candy Cane and Raze. Let's see how this happens.
I think Stone's waiting for some kind of audio cue to know how to push in, because I don't think any of the Vanguard players know where they are.
Oh, there's one. Extremely low. Does he have the heal syringe? He does.
He does, and I think there's probably only a couple seconds left on that timer. I wonder if they can go for the defuse.
I wonder, but it'd be a risky play, especially if Stone can set up here.
Oh, Stone's doing such a good job at delaying the inevitable. And funny enough, if Raze had actually fully committed to that, they might have been able to win this out.
Yeah. Oh, Raze was able to get the pick. Could this be the defuse? Is he able to defuse in time? Oh, wow.
And that is a clutch play if I have seen one. I mean, I didn't think they had the time left in the pocket there.
And here's the swap. So let's see if Wicked is able to pull out the See if Wicked's gonna be able to pull out the defensive wins here right off the bat, or if it's gonna be really, really close like it was last time.
I think we're gonna see some good stuff from Vanguard. We're seeing some kind of momentum shift here now, and I think they'll be able to kind of fight it through. You know, we saw something happen on the first map where they kind of struggled against them at first, but then they started having some kind of momentum shift, and that's exactly what I think Vanguard needs here. Now them being on the attacking half, having that advantage behind them.
Yeah, gonna be very, very interesting to see what the heck is kind of happening here, especially as Vanguard starts to go on the attack. So I'm curious if Wicked's gonna hold their top spot, or if we're gonna see an upset tonight.
I don't know, but I mean, I'm kind of, you know, excited to see if Vanguard can push this off, because it's a pretty crazy story. Considering if this works out for them, they knock out. Oh, and a beautiful frag coming out, getting some shots out. Tiger Claw taking a lot of damage there.
Okay, for Wicked. Not so much for our underdogs. We see a Sleepy Penguin kind of sitting over top of the minivan there. For as soon as somebody who peeks, he's gonna get the kill.
Yeah, hoping to get some kind of pickup there. I mean, they're playing aggressive in that garage. I don't know if you noticed. Nessie and Sleepy both holding it down, trying to prevent Vanguard from having any kind of good setup on their attack.
Looks like we're gonna see a couple more shots coming for going off. One goes down. Sleepy goes down as well, though. So it's a 3v4 now in favor of Wicked. Now it's 3v2, 2v2 from a great pick.
Yeah, they were almost going blow for blow there, but Wicked Esports just eking out a couple more kills. I mean, you got players like Gecko with never mind. Yeah, beautiful pick off there.
With the Gecko sitting on 4, Sauceman sitting on full. Very curious to see what happens here.
Yeah, this is it's a 2v1, but considering the health and as a pistol round, this doesn't bode well for, I think, Wicked Esports.
I mean, we have to see how close they can get, though. There's still a minute 30 left on the clock, so that's plenty of time for Sauceman to kind of creep around and go get kills. Closest person he could get will be Berserk, and he's all the way in B site, so.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, both of these players on Wicked Esports playing smarter, right? They're both on site, but they're also not they're not off site. So now Vanguard's able to come in, retake the EMP, and then actually decide how they want to attack site, especially with a full health in hand. It's definitely looking very possible to actually clutch this up.
There's the EMP back in Sauceman's possession.
I'm waiting for some kind of. I'm curious to see how Sauceman decides to approach this. They have the health economy. If they use that to their advantage, they can win this.
Looks like we're gonna see a peek here. Sauceman gonna come up towards Berserk. Berserk could see the peek here. He does. No, Berserk goes down. With the Gecko also there. Vanguard able to take another point.
I mean, that's a clutch again. That's a clutch if I have seen one. And that's what I'm talking about, that health economy, and they just weren't expecting them to literally just crouch on the side, I guess. I was kind of shocked that essentially Wicked Esports players let Vanguard walk onto their side, and obviously that health economy worked out a lot better in Vanguard's direction.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's what I'm saying. This might be what Vanguard needs, that momentum switch up, them on the attacking half with the advantage now. They're starting off with, they're going aggressive. I mean, look at their players. They got 3 Vezins in hand. They want to send this one home. And like I said, Wicked Esports has a lot more to lose in this game than Vanguard, so they're going to be fighting tooth and nail, not making sure they don't lose this one out. Because I wouldn't want to be Wicked. If you lose this fight, because basically you're now be in that final week next week, hoping to win that game to get back into the top 7 spot.
Yeah, definitely gonna be interesting to see who makes the playoffs here. See if Vanguard is able to get these last few points on attack to be able to take the win. Only need 4 more wins, 4 more round wins.
4 more and 3 for the other. It's close. It's pretty neck and neck. I mean, only 1 point differential from both of these. I will say Wicked Esports, though, they've had the lead this whole map. So definitely they're a little bit more on the better advantage side than this. But again, Vanguard starting off this round really well. with a couple of Vezins in hand. So this might be able to tip things in their scale to force a 4-4 with these two teams.
True. Looks like we're gonna see a couple of people kind of just roaming around. It doesn't seem like we're seeing too much team for team play outside of the people on the roof here. A couple of shots going off. Oh wait, somebody dropped. There's a bot in the lobby.
Oh, and that's very unfortunate. I think they team killed the bot too, so they made sure they didn't lose that Vezin in hand, and that is the worst timing they could possibly have for Vanguard. And that I don't know. I feel for them. I really do.
Unfortunate, very unfortunate drop. And they're now gonna have to 4v5 the rest of this game. Somebody goes down. Looks like this was able to get that pick on Raze.
Yeah, Sweet Pagan had a really good roaming play there, waiting to make sure that, I don't know if you saw, they were literally lining up their shot before they made it, just to make sure they got the 2 picks off, because otherwise, if they didn't get the second pick off quick, that Vezin might have been a bullet towards their head, taking them out really fast. Now leaving 3 to 5 for Vanguard. This looks like, I was just talking about them winning this round out, but I mean, even with the Vezins in hand, this is still a strong numbers disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. Especially when all three of them are kind of at the door here. Looks like Sauceman getting the EMP. Well, Kai goes the other way.
Yeah, and Tigerfly able to pick off Sleeping Penguin when they're running on that back end. And Kai almost
Oh,
knocked him down.
Sauceman able to get 2 of them though. Berserk gonna kind of swing this corner. Possibly take out Sauceman, but not before the EMP gets planted. Berserk kind of distracted, goes down. And Vanguard's able to take the point even with the massive numbers disadvantage.
I mean, that just goes to show that you can have a numbers disadvantage, but that economy advantage sometimes is a bigger deal here, right? Those Vezins in hand allow Vanguard, even with that bot to come in, even with a roaming play to happen, still make things work out. And I'm wondering if the Vanguard players back. It looks like all Vanguard players are back, and I'm pretty sure they're pretty happy. I'm pretty sure they're happy how this round turned out, because they could have looked very different for them coming into this with a 5-3. And you know
also,
how it is.
Again, some super chats just pointing out, I'm so sorry to cut you off, but Eva Subas again with the $1.99 and Solo DXY with the $2 as well. Man,
I'm telling you, people are having fun tonight in the chat. I'm loving it. I love those super chats. Bring them coming. I will. I don't know. We don't do any like chat things yet. So if we had like a point store for chats, that'd be cool. But you know, we'll see if we figure that out later. I don't even know what we would do. You know, I don't even know what I would do. Maybe we can start. Nah, I don't even know. I'm not gonna give ideas either. Let the community figure it out.
Yeah. It is 4-4 now. Looks like they do have people set up in garage, specifically Sleepy Penguin. Looks like I kinda had last time.
Yeah, I think they're attacking garage again, right? And
it goes out.
Work out for them. Oh no, it ended up working out for them, but it was very close.
Yeah. Oh, Sleepy goes down. Frag goes off, and another one as well. Stone getting low. Wall goes down, Berserk going down to Raze. It's now a 2v4.
Yeah, those Vanguard players came in really hot, and I mean, I think Wicked Esports might have overcommitted players to that garage area. Garage is kind of a hard area to fully defend for a long period of time, right? When you're thinking about attacking, it's kind of hard to get into sight like that and not be able to take over it.
Especially with the util Vanguard has.
Oh yeah. All the different angles they have, and to be able to attack into that area is just hard.
Tiger taking a couple of shots from Stone. Stone and Nessie, the only one left up there. Stone going down, Nessie the only one left, and this could be just a bum rush. Oh, Nessie revealing himself, easily going down. And Vanguard able to take a 5th point. 2 points away now from a victory.
I mean, that is to say, Nessie didn't go down without a fight. They did have a frag out and able to knock somebody down. But anyways, 5-4 for Vanguard. I don't know. This is the first time they have a lead on Hideout. This might go their way. This might go their way. And this might push them into a top 7 team spot.
Ephasuvas again with the super chat. Dude, is he donating every time Vanguard gets a point?
I think so. I think you're right.
Wait, that could actually be it. He could be donating $2.99 or $1.99 every time Vanguard.
Yeah, we
gets a
definitely
point.
got a Vanguard superfan in the chat here. They're literally, it appears that they're dropping money every single time Vanguard wins, and I'm laughing. I'm laughing my butt off here.
It's actually hilarious. Back
Yeah.
to the game. It looks like we're gonna see more of a bottom side push like we usually do. Lumi and Sleepy Penguin kind of sitting here, setting up Mewtwo, making sure they know what they're doing. And Sleepy Penguin sets up a final tripwire before any doors get broken. Door going down. Drone as well.
Yeah, they're setting up pretty hard there in that little corner for Wicked Esports.
Yeah, it looks like they are kind of really stacked on that corner. There's the wall. Lumi right there. On the edge. Throws out the frag grenade.
Oh!
One goes down. Braze gets low.
That was a beautiful frag out there from Lumi. They're able to knock down a player and severely cripple Vanguard from able to push in. They're now waiting to see these angles. And never mind, Sleepy Penguin almost gets picked off themselves. And yeah, at this point, I mean, Wicked Esports, they had like 2 or 3 players down the line. What Vanguard is
another one goes
over-committing to
down.
that corner.
Vanguard really trying to get as much as they can. Really, they need the util, which they don't have. They need those frags. Wicked is so grouped up that a frag grenade, a well-timed frag grenade, would do phenomenal.
Yeah, I think at this point, Vanguard playing the smarter play, which is peeling off site and just taking the time. Because remember, this is... I know we want to go for those ego peaks and those frag out moments, but a 2v5 situation, and they're technically they can sacrifice a round, right? They're 5 to 4. They still need to win the next 2, but things can never mind. Looks like they're committing.
Oh wow! Looks like they are ego committing. Just on the other side. Oh my God! Wizard Gecko with the pierce. Immediately taking him out. That was a wild pierce.
Yeah, I mean that's one of those moments where you just you gotta watch how you're moving behind your teammate because it just knocks you down.
Watching that replay makes me laugh, and now it's tied 5-5.
So at this point, both teams, whoever wins this has to win not just one, but the next 2. Because then
Right
otherwise
now,
it's a
they win
tie.
by 2 scenario, or it's a tie, and there's
Yeah,
really
exactly.
no movement for either
And
team.
again, Wicked Esports has more to lose. They are a top 7 team that will lose their playoff spot, at least for this week. And they'll have to fight for it in the next week. Otherwise, we'll be seeing them in the Challengers Cup. Something to think about. Like whatever team. To me, I think whatever team loses this, we'll be seeing them in the Challengers Cup. The other one that wins definitely has a better spot for the playoff. Because remember, they still have one more week next week, and next week's gonna be a huge deal for all these teams. Because losing any of your
Especially
game
for the
next week can
top
push you out of the top 7 and put you in the Challengers Cup.
Yeah.
But yeah, Vanguard has so much to win here, and Wicked has so much to lose. And I'm curious to see who wants it more. You know, who wants it more to push it through and win this one out? Or I'm gonna be honest, like seeing how these 2 teams play, I am betting on a draw here. I'm really betting on a draw.
Yeah. Especially with this final climactic match, it's definitely gonna be interesting. Looks like we see a frag grenade already come out. Doesn't hit anybody, but just alerts position at this point. Kai though already back up.
Yeah, I mean, we keep seeing the second floor so many times. Like I always say, like they gotta switch up the rotation a little bit more for which site gets chosen. But Wicked Esports again committing hard to that garage.
Frag grenade again, not doing much.
Yeah, those are very unfortunate frags for Vanguard side. They're probably a little mad about how they threw it, but you know, it is what it is here.
One frag grenade won't make or break at least this match. One goes down. Sauceman from behind with the cloaking device. Able to get a couple of hits. Mr. Gecko is able to take out Rise Optimal and possibly Raze as well from the side.
Yeah, that wallbang was
Very
perfectly
interesting
placed
how
for
well
Wicked
Sauceman
Esports.
has that cloaking device on.
I know.
Sauceman's actually gonna take a peek, and they could be going around backside here. While Kai. Anderson here, proximity sensor is going off. Sauceman walking in here, so not be the right choice. They do have the wall breach ready to go.
Yeah, it's about a minute and a half left in this round. I think Vanguard's trying to figure out, is this a push we want to make? If so, we got to make it work.
It's like
really
it is.
well.
Shots going off at the wazoo. Smoke grenade going out, and a fire grenade as well right on top. Picks out the wazoo. Lumi, the last one up for Wicked, and Vanguard takes the point. They now have to win the next one to be able to make a huge upset in this game.
I mean, I honestly thought we were going to see some crazy clutch up play from Wizard Gecko. We're able to get that pick off and committed to that corner, but Vanguard players had definitely something else to say for themselves against Wicked Esports, and I don't know what to tell you. It's just I don't know. I mean, this is just a good game.
This is a phenomenal game. A phenomenal first game to be casting, too. I really picked right. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity.
No problem. I'm sorry for some of the assets being funky, and that's just kind of how the casting works. So you'll see yourself if you get really into it and do some main casting stuff. But I love casting, but sometimes it messes up, and it sucks more when it messes up on some of these bigger maps, right? And that's why you gotta not just check once, but double, triple check your stuff, and that's how it goes. But hey. No, I always love seeing new casters hop into the arena and kind of cast with us, because it's exciting to see the community grow and people really hopping on and having a good time,
Yeah. Alright, final round here. Wicked versus Vanguard on a hideout. It is tied 1 map apiece. Comes down to this. Ifa Sufa super chatting $5. Really willing to
wait. If Ifa Sufa, if they win, how much do they give? How much money are they going to put? Someone said Ifa's rich. Someone said Ifa's is rich. Yeah, we got the Vanguard super fan in here, literally dropping cash like they are dancing for it.
Off. Nobody sees it. We are on the bottom floor, the most pivot court. Stone and Sauceman and Lumi and Rise Optimal all trading. It is now a 4v3. Ray's going down though. Super Penguin getting some phenomenal clicks here. With the RCP. Somebody else going down. It's a 2v3 now. Make that a 2v2. This is a phenomenal, very climactic 1v2.
It is neck and neck. Literally everyone going down. Another person trades. And I'm scared. I don't know. Can Vanguard come? They have to clutch. This is 2v1. They got the EMP in hand. They can do some kind of baiting. But I think if I were on Vanguard side, I'd want to get 1 pick before I get the EMP planted here.
Brad saying that if Vanguard wins this, he's dropping 50. Fly dropping 5 if Vanguard wins. So much money on the line, and Vanguard gets taken on its own. It's a tie.
And it's a tie. I mean, what else can you say besides that was just a great game there.
I can say one more thing.
What do you want to say?
Lost a lot more money.
I was kind of down to see the person drop another. I don't know how much money they're gonna drop, but they're gonna drop in more money. I was looking forward to it. I wanted to see them do that.
It was a tie, so
it was a tie, but it wasn't a win either, right? Vanguard didn't come out of this, unfortunately, and it was a close game for them. I'll say that for sure. And I was excited to see something happen here. Unfortunately didn't happen. It was almost there. They had a sort of good push. People going down left and right, but Wicked Esports, they were literally just holding it down till the very end there.
Phenomenal job by both teams. We saw some amazing plays over the course of that. So many highlights to see.
Oh, for sure. And it came down. It tied out. And like I personally don't love tie outs. I feel like they're not as exciting sometimes. But that is how the game goes sometimes. That's just how it is. You got to work with it. You got to live with it, and that's how it is on these ladder matches, right? They're not the playoffs. Yeah. Teams aren't guaranteed to win certain maps or anything like that. And it's sometimes going to go this certain way. I just got all the scores set up, but I mean, what can you say about these two teams? I think it shows that Vanguard is definitely a top tier team. If they can go neck and neck for Wicked, maybe they deserve to be in the top 7, right? They got really close. It literally was a matter of one round, and Vanguard might be might be a top 10, top 7 team, knocking Wicked out of that top 7.
Yeah. I mean, like, just the amount of skill coming out of this team. Taking a look at the scores, look how close these games were. 7-4 Factory Wicked, 7-5 Ship Vanguard, 6-6 Hideout. Like, phenomenal job by both. If this were the playoffs, Vanguard would have, not Vanguard, Wicked would have barely squeaked it out off of the fact by having one extra round win.
Yeah, you're right. If this was playoffs, it'd be a little different. Literally a 1 round difference in playoffs. But unfortunately, this is a ladder match. And again, we'll keep saying it until everyone gets it drilled into their heads. It's map wins. And right now, there's 1 map win for Wicked, 1 map win for Vanguard, and no map win on that last one.
Dropping another $1. Or at least it could be a delayed $1, but what I'm saying is a penny for every excuse Wicked has after this.
Yeah, a lot of heat in the chat tonight of people, some strong Vanguard fans. Someone said they're dropping, what did you say, $2 in the chat, because they said for every excuse that Wicked has after this. And I'll say that as a caster, like, Wicked put out an amazing game tonight, but that's not to say that Vanguard didn't do the same exact thing. And I mean, look at the scores. Literally, it's almost even. It's almost exactly even. That's as close you can get to being drawn without just being fully drawn out, right? 7-4, 7-5, and 6-6. And yeah, you're right. If this were playoffs, it's literally a 1 round difference. And but unfortunately, it isn't. It's a tie for both teams, and I'm not sure how it's gonna mess up change the MMR, because that's something to consider. It's a draw in terms of win loss and tie ratio and all that sort of stuff, but it does affect the MMR. And considering that, I think I'm not the guy to ask. I'm not gonna speculate on this, because MMR, I think that's calculated by someone else. Ask them. But something to consider, that if a team that's number 6 plays against a team that's number 10 and they tie, the MMR might bump them in a certain way, because like, hey, you're 6, you should have technically won against a 10th team, but you tied. So it might move the MMR, a certain way because of that. But we'll have to see how that happens when they finally commit their scores there. But anyways, that will be it for us tonight. Gravix, do you have any last ending words for your debut VRML stream?
Thank you all so much for watching. It's truly an honor to be in this community now. I'm super excited. This is a phenomenal cast. Thank you so much, Martin, just for the opportunity to hop on here, and I'm super excited to be doing more with the VRML.
Of course, always hop on, and hey, keep your eyes out. We're heading into the final week of Season 1 for VRML. Keep your eyes out. I've seen a lot of movement in these teams. I think people are trying to figure out who's getting the playoffs, who am I going to play Challengers Cup in. So we're going to see some exciting things coming up in the next month, because even though the season's over next week, we still have playoffs, and we still have that Challengers Cup, right? We're going to see some great teams hop into Challengers Cup and really compete for that 8th spot to be able to play in the playoffs.
That wild card tournament.
Exactly. That'll be exciting. I love the wild card, because that just allows community involvement, and really it's just the best of the top 20, 30 teams. Like truly the best, because they'll be fighting for points against some really hard teams. And I've seen some, like, don't get me wrong, Vanguard played an amazing game, but if they don't place top 7, it's still a steep competition. I've seen the other like 4 or 5 teams in that top 15. They are amazing teams. I've seen them fight so hard in the season, and that tournament will definitely decide who deserves that 8th spot, because that's the crazy thing too. If you're already you can be technically master tier being 8th NA, but it doesn't mean you're in the playoffs. You can still be kicked out, and that's crazy. That's crazy that your spot isn't saved. And that's why I was saying it earlier so many times at Wicked Esports, this is a bigger deal for them, because if they had lost this might have dropped them out of top 7. They would be fighting in Challengers Cup for sure, if they didn't get a really good win in the last week. But I think next week will be crazy. The stakes are higher, because any of these teams in the top 10, a win or loss can potentially push them out of qualifying. So I'm definitely excited to be casting next week and seeing what happens. But anyways, that is it for us tonight. We will see y'all around, and see y'all in the next cast. And see y'all around.
Peace.
Reachers VRML is brought to you by Helga, the Esports Manager, Triangle Factory, HyperX, ProTube VR, VR Cover. Thanks for watching VRML.